ass, bitch, I'm on the rail. I wrap it, I bag it, I pack it for sale. Got feline on speed out, hit me to chill. I give it a thrill, I put it on film. Niggas facade get applaud, that ain't real. Come to my section and flex, we can tell. I got a show and she dipping them nails. I'm flipping my L's, I know they can tell. I did it too major, they hit me for favors. Been him since the cable was cut in the cradle. What's up, only right that I do it. Colossal until I'm a boss, so they want me to fail. Look, we prevail. Tell them to point out who said it, they run it. Bitch, I'm on your tail. Know that they talking, they telling them tales. Just know how to tell, that shit for the sale. Hey, they talk like they got it, but they need to stop it. I'm leading with logic, my heartbeat is frosted. I seen it, got optics I needed from Shawty. She mean with the top and it's obvious. They need him a target, I'm dodging their darts, make 'em reach for the stars. I'm dumping, I'm forcing the pun off the runs. I'm moving with caution, I'm saucing my nigga is nothing. From nothing to something they'll never be. Tycoon and I'm Jay with the thizzle face. I'm nothing my section has ever seen. Run the ice so I'm clutch, I don't need a screen. I'm Curry, I spit shit from 30 deep. Do the pin in the pad like a surgery. She been curving you just to flirt with me. Toolie tucked off, but the jewels out. I just in a home with a full mouth. I'm a rare breed when the moon out. I'ma stop playing by the rules now. I been ran plays, need a new route. Queen said she needs space in a new house. Mom told me that she pray for the kid every day. No wonder I'm getting paid for the tunes now. They down on their ass, bitch, I'm on the rail. I wrap it, I bag it, I pack it for sale. Got feline on speed out, I hit me to chill. I give it a thrill, I put it on. Niggas for socket applaud, that ain't real. Come to my section and flex, we can tell. Niggas really outside with it. Roll with it. Roll with it. Roll with it.
Welcome to Black Man Unfiltered Network. It is Barbershop Talk Friday. As you guys can see, it's going to be a great conversation tonight with me and the fellas. We may have a few people call in tonight. I'm going to make sure when you call in that you're absolutely cammed up. My CFO is not going to allow anybody on the platform if you don't cam up because we're having too many disturbances of great content creators being greatly taken down, and I won't be one of them. All right, so what's up, everybody? It's Friday night, and I feel all right. The party's here on the west side. Anyway, listen, thank you guys for being here tonight, man. It's going to be a magnificent show. If you're just coming in, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We here for it, all right? Truth and Purpose Nexus is in the building tonight. He say it's a damn shame. Truth and Purpose Nexus. Go ahead and share this video with 5 other people so they can share the same sentiment with you. Bring them on in the door with you. Scam Likely, the dust. It's in the building. So glad my guy is safe and secure, man. He is a part of that hurricane crew. So thank you so much, God, for sparing our little dusto over here and allowing him to be safe and secure, man. Thank him. Thank him. All right. So De Sosa is in the building tonight. It is so good to see you, little sis. Thank you for being here. Your perspective is greatly appreciated. Thank you for coming on the platform tonight. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All right, we got Jenny in the building tonight. Y'all already know Jenny is the most amazing woman on this side of earth. Listen, without Jenny, some of y'all moderators, I mean, some of the moderation that's going on in these YouTube streets, it wouldn't even be going down if it wasn't for Jenny. So let's give her a round of applause. We got Mr. Paul Bennett. Mr. Paul Bennett said he'll be here in 6 minutes. Listen here, Mr. Paul Bennett. We will be waiting for you in 6 minutes. All right. We got Ronnie Hunter in the building tonight. Ronnie, thank you for being here, man. Thank you so much for being here. I haven't seen you here before, but I'm so glad you're here, Ronnie. All right. Let's see who else we got. What We Know Podcast. He said, what up, though? All right. JT should be in the building later on tonight. All right. And we got Boss Lady Iris in the building tonight. Thank you for being here. And then we got the one and the only BAS, Beautifully Animated Speaks, is in the building tonight. She said, hey, Black Man Unfiltered, at Jenny, the beautiful and talented, and the chat. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Bennett, I'm going to send it to your phone again. Hold on just a second. All right, let me send Mr. Bennett this link because I thought I did, but absolutely I did not. All right, Mr. Bennett. There you go. All right. So thank you everybody for being here tonight. Again, we're gonna have a great conversation tonight. And we may have some of you guys call in tonight as well. All right. So listen, I want to first bring up the two guys that are with me right now. Hold on, give me just a second. What happened? Okay, I see it. All right, we're gonna bring up Dusto in the building tonight. All right.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, man? And we definitely gonna bring up my brother from another mother. Mandrell is in the building tonight. What's up, y'all guys? What's going on, man?
All is well. Just got back to Tampa.
Okay. It didn't hit you guys too hard, huh?
Where I stay never lost power, so I could have stayed the whole time, but I didn't know. So I went to South Florida and just came back today. So
well, better safe than sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry, man. So I'm glad it passed y'all over, man. You still got electricity. Did it hit any other areas pretty bad?
I ain't been watching TV, but I heard Fort Myers and Naples and down that way. It's like an hour and a half from me. I heard that's all jacked up.
Man.
Some parts of Central Florida still without power, like pockets of like Orlando and some of the country towns, they got no power.
Right.
But I'm staying in tonight because anywhere you see a four-way stop sign, people drive stupid, then they're yelling out the window and they want to fight. So I'm staying in tonight.
Yeah.
You ain't got no patience these days.
All right. We got Dorian in the building tonight. She said, hey, loves. And then we got Jay Speed in the building tonight. He said, AKA Delicious King of all strippers.
He's starting already.
Yeah, he's starting very early. Jay Speed, what's going on, my brother? Good to see you. Isaiah Jr. is in the building tonight. Isaiah, what's going on, my brother? Good to see you in the building tonight.
It's good, Isaiah.
Yeah, we're about to have a good show tonight, man. So other than that, man, everything good with you?
All is well.
All is well. All is well, brother. What about you, Mandrell? How was your day, man? How you doing any training? I know you got a big fight coming up soon. How's everything going with that?
Exhausting.
So how often are you going?
6 days a week, sometimes 7.
How many hours are you putting into it?
2. 1.
About 4 or 5, depending on the day.
What you doing in 4 or 5 hours?
I ain't doing it all in 4. I'm not doing it all in 4 or 5 hours at one time. Like you wake up, like I'll wake up in the morning and run 5 miles. That's an hour, right? Then I'll shower and eat breakfast. Then I go to either Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai. That's an hour. Then I go right from there to go lift weights.
Wow.
So I lift weights and then I run again. I do an hour cardio after that. But then later in the day, around 6:15, 6:30, I'm doing either Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu again.
Wow.
I got my money on Paul Bennett.
That's another hour.
So who training? Who training you?
Oh, the coach of the gym. The coach of the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I guess he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you got to put. He putting the work in, ladies and gentlemen. So Mandrell's gonna be doing a big fight. Hopefully, Mandrell, do you have a link or something or a website that people can watch you get it in?
They're gonna post it on their YouTube channel. It's called Impact Promotions. I don't know when they're gonna air it. I don't know if it's gonna be live or anything like that. I don't know yet.
Right.
But I mean, it'll be there. So,
okay.
Appreciate it, Dessel, but I can't mess with him.
I got my money on Paul Bennett. I don't know who
he still got that eye of the tiger. I'm like Rocky and at the beginning of Rocky 3 when Mickey told him, look, you know, you've been living too good. You ain't ready for Clubber. That's Clubber Lang right there. I can't mess with him.
He's hungry. Clubber Lang was hungry.
The world class in the building tonight, man. Hopefully he'll be coming up. I'll send him the link as well. We got one of the queens and ladies of Black Man Unfiltered Network in the building tonight. Give it up for yours truly, the beautiful, enchanting, and lovely Queen Smiley's in the building tonight. Yeah, baby.
Oh, look at Jay Speed. Look what
Jay Speed said all that training just to make his head strong. Jay Speed starting early. All right, man. So listen, while we're getting started, we got 22 people watching. Come on in and hit that like button. I'm so glad you guys are here tonight to have this conversation with us. I'm going to go ahead and update the chat so I can put in the question of the night so you guys can participate in what we are talking about tonight. But tonight the question is the war against the heterosexual black man. I first want to start out by asking the guys on the panel, do you feel there is a war against heterosexual black men in this world that we're living in today? We'll start with Dusto. Dusto, what do you think it's a war against heterosexual men?
I think there is a war against heterosexual men. I think it's a war against heterosexual black men because it's an easier target because there's less fathers.
Okay.
Less fathers means less identity, less structure, and you can go direct to the source. You don't have to interrupt and go around the father, around the structure. You can just go direct to the source. But short answer, yeah.
All right, absolutely. Mr. Bennett, do you think there is a war?
Yeah. If you're going to pay me to it, I would say there would. I don't think it's necessarily coming directly from the LGBTQ community, at least in the numbers everyone says it does. But I think there's enough factors out there just with the court system and everything that we talk about on Friday nights that certainly that war is such that to keep particularly black men out of home. And that's why our numbers brought this up in the past. Our numbers in this country have remained stagnant. Everyone else's population is on an upward slope. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the population of black Americans, usually hovering around that 12, 13%. And it's been like that for decades. We're not growing. We're just trying to maintain status quo. And I think a lot of it is just due to all of the things that have been imposed specifically on black men and just men just in general. But I think certainly, in this space, I feel comfortable talking about black men and the things that we need to deal with. And I think it's just coming from all sides. It's not just one thing. It's like a chess game, just hitting us from all sides. But it's keeping our numbers right where they are. But, everyone else is going like on this upward climb population wise, except us. And so I think, all the things that we've been talking about in this platform is keeping that number where it is. Now, I think that's great. If we ever got to 20%, it would be, we would definitely be able to change some things, rewrite some things. But yeah, keeping us around 12% or so, that's like, yes, that's good enough.
All right, Mandrell, what are your thoughts, brother?
I mean, it's abundantly obvious. Is there a war against us? I don't know. But there's definitely a conscious and concerted effort, to X us out. Like Mr. Bennett said, you can just look at the numbers. How the hell have we been here since
1619?
Right. And we're just at 13.5% in 2022. And we've maintained in between 12 and 14%. We bounced between 12 and 14%.
Yeah, the highest we ever got, I think we were at 20%, I think one time in the history, and that was like since the 1780s, 1790s.
Exactly. That was it.
That was our highest number.
Right, since the 1700s. And it's like, how does a population do that? Like, when you think about it, that should be, when you think about it, that should be mathematically impossible.
Yeah. It
should be. So there has to be a conscious effort to maintain that. You know what I'm saying? And when you see, like, I remember when I was growing up, I was born in the late 70s, 1978. So I came up in the 80s and 90s. And I don't remember this many homosexuals running around. Like, I'm not saying homosexuals have never been out there. I mean, they certainly have. The Bible even speaks about them. Books that predate the Bible speak about them. You know what I mean? About them existing. So they've always been among us. It's just now, it's just like, it's all in the black community. You don't see this highlighted in any other community like to that degree. You know what I'm saying? It's just every time it's a black, it's just a gay person. It's always a black dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what the fuck, man? I mean, so yes, there's something, dealing with social engineering to highlight homosexuals and not promote fatherhood or masculinity.
I see it in all races. Like, I was just at the store.
Races, yeah, it is. But
it was white, Hispanic, like just coming from the store, white, Hispanic. But then again, I live in Tampa, where population is different. If different places that I lived, I saw different populations of it. Like when I lived in Houston, if you go to certain black areas, you'll see it over here. But if you go to a mixed area, you'll just see it, and you'll just see it mixed. The only difference I say as far as and races in different communities, it's just kind of like what I just said. It's the easier target to go to black.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Yeah, because
no resistance.
Because we've always
been other ones there's a little right, but homosexuality has been out there since the Bible. It's
true. Yep.
It's always been there, and it's been people who are even the places, Jamaica and Nigeria, or some of those places where they cut your head off for it, even nowadays, or they got songs and everything going saying you can't be this. They're still doing it. They just have to move different. When I went to Dominican Republic, at one end of the beach, if you go too far down, you'll know that you went too far down. There'll be Haitians, there'll be Dominicans that are, but that's their section of the beach.
Right.
So it's not like it's just a America, these people here, we're going to target these people. It's a world thing. But
I think it's just amplified here because of our numbers. Because like I said, you go to these other areas, the people of color, they're like the dominant population. So it's just like, oh, it's just one of the number. But when you're talking about ours being in this sort of this locking point, anything that sticks out, like I said, all the things that was just flashed on the screen prior, all these things that are going on, it just affects us more because we just, when you're smaller numbers like that, yeah, you're going to be impacted by it when you lose people either through life or through lifestyle changes or whatever. It's just gonna impact us more. That's just how the math works.
Right. And right now, as I'm looking at the poll that I put up here, I put is there a war against heterosexual black men? Chat, thank you for participating in the show tonight. We have 89%. We have 18 votes at 89% says yes. 11% says no. Now I'll add a little thing to this. I do believe it is in other nationalities of people, other cultures of people. However, like you said again, Dusto, we are the easy target, and I think that it is in other cultures, but they put us out front with it, right? And name one other NBA basketball star right now that son wants to be a female, and they're putting him on Front Street right now. Nobody. Dwayne Wade, black man, black son, put him out there, right? Then you have, we're going to redo the movie that little girls love so much. We're going to redo Cinderella, but we're going to have Mr. Porter come in and play the fairy godmother. They didn't pick a Mexican. They didn't pick a white guy. They picked the black guy, right? When they want Will Smith's son, they hired him to be the face of Prada or Gucci. Gucci women. He's wearing all the women's clothes. He's posing in them. We got rappers right now that are on the front cover of their albums with wedding dresses on and dresses on, Chinese dresses, posing. They're just putting us out front when it comes to promoting it, is what I'm saying. How do you guys feel about that?
Now I was going to reply to that he just put up there about Michael Sam. I think it was 2013, maybe.
Yeah, 2013. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Damn.
I can't remember what draft it was, but he was drafted I was watching that draft. He was drafted number 248 or 249 or something in the 7th round.
Right.
There was 6 or 7 picks still left in the draft. They didn't get on TV at all. All they showed was him for 15, 20 minutes and celebrated all of that. Then it became Sports Center every day. He never even made an actual roster.
Right.
Every day, what's going on with him? What's going on with him? What's going on? I'm like, hey, dude had like a 22-inch vertical or something. I'm like, hey, I can do better than that. Dude never made a roster. But he's getting 15 minutes every hour out of Sports Center. I'm like, okay, if he's a first round pick and he's alternative lifestyle, cool. Because it's about football first. Right. I get it. But don't take 15 minutes out of an hour to show me a dude who didn't even make the roster just because he's alternative lifestyle. That's unacceptable.
And when he got picked by the Rams, I think it was the Rams, right?
Yeah, it was the Rams. Yeah,
St. Louis at the time. Yeah. So when they picked him, they also showed Dusto. You're absolutely correct. They also showed him turning around and kissing his white boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Y'all remember that?
Yeah. It shocked in the face and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It shocked the world. Is somebody use a vibrator?
Everything all right?
Just a minute.
Now it's my wife running the vacuum.
Oh,
that's my wife using the vacuum cleaner. Okay.
Well, Mr. Bennett, use that masculine energy and take charge of that household and tell her to cut it out and wait till later. He's interrupting the broadcast, Mr. Bennett.
Oh my God! So hey, I'm glad Hink is in the building tonight.
Mr. Bennett,
All right,
Mr. Bennett, listening to me, you'll be good and divorced real quick.
Mr. Bennett,
Okay.
don't you take no advice from a man call himself delicious.
I don't call myself
Don't
that.
you ever do that.
I don't call myself that, Hank.
Hey, so I want. Hey, listen. So since Hink is here, Hink, what are your thoughts about? Do you feel that like there's a war against heterosexual black men?
Damn. That's a strong word when you said the word war.
Yeah.
But it's hard to deny.
Man.
We becoming extinct, brothers. So yeah, I believe it is. You know, but it's been going on for about probably about a good 15 strong years. Easy. Yeah. You know, I mean, it really has. I mean, I remember having a conversation with my daughter, man, and where her apartment was in a bad area of town. I told her, you need to get out of this area of town, get my grandbaby away from her.
Right.
But then we seen this guy walking down the street, this gay guy. I said, let me tell you this. I said, back in 94, 95.
Oh, he been gone.
This dude couldn't walk down the street like this in the West End and wouldn't nobody be harassing him or saying some shit to him.
Right.
Now he can walk freely and won't nothing be said. Nothing be done. He just happy being him. Flamboyant and all.
Soon you can't walk down the street being straight no more in about 5 years.
Damn.
And you know, and let me ask this question
Might
as
be
well.
right, Dustin.
Let me also ask
Mandrell, what was that wrestler? Simmons, Ron Simmons. Then when he went to WWF, and Ron Simmons. That used to be his catchphrase. We say the D word all the time. Let's see, Hank.
Damn.
Just put it across. Yeah. You shirt with that on.
So
that's
so, this, let me ask this then. You know, do you think when it comes to our women, why do you feel the women have more respect and more reverence and protection for men that are homosexual rather than men that are heterosexual?
Control and victim bonding.
Because they like the same thing.
Yeah.
They can bond as victims together.
Advocacy. I mean, certainly that group. And you know, let's now to be fair. I think one thing we have to understand and recognize is that community has had an impact in many ways positive on our communities. That's just a fact. I mean, everything from culture, from dance. You know, we talk about. It's ironic how I got married. One of my wedding songs at my wedding was Luther Vandross Here and Now, and it's amazing how many people met their wives to, danced to, got married to, made love to Luther Vandross. How ironic that is. And before it was Luther Vandross, it was Johnny Mathis. You know, you look at our dance, you look at guys like Alvin Ailey, who revolutionized dance. I mean, in our culture, I mean, on all levels. I mean, so the influence in our communities is such that, you know, we can deny it all we want to, but it's been there from civil rights, you know, Bayard Rustin, all these people who fought for us. Think of anybody who's advocated for civil rights or who can speak more eloquently to our issues than James Baldwin. I mean, look up on YouTube. Look at how James Baldwin debated who was the head of the National Review, the founder of the conservative right in America. I forget the guy's name, but he debates him at Oxford. And just look how eloquently he's able to put this together. So it's been throughout. So when it comes to their impact on us, you know, we can't just ignore that. But in regards to your question, in regards to women, then it's definitely, you know, again, I think as Dusto said, I mean, the advocacy. I mean, you know, the unity that they have. I remember that skit from Delirious with Eddie Murphy. We talk about gay men are the best friends to have. You know, you don't want nothing from them, they don't want nothing from you. You just go and be friends and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he made fun of it, but yeah, a lot of times it's true. Like your besties are going to be, you know, those who are going to defend you most are going to be from that community. So, you know, it's not a secret that these things happen, but they have been. There's just no way around that. They have been.
Right. And I want to bring up this. I'm going to let everybody else cook, but I want to bring up, because I want to make sure we have our audience in on the conversation. So I want to bring up a comment from my sister, my little sister. Where is she at? DeSosa. Okay, here she is. So she says, why is everything an attack on Black men? Insecurities? Now, I'll go first, if I may. DeSosa, so when it comes to, no, I don't think it's not insecurities, it's concern. And what we mean by that is anybody can choose the lifestyle that they want. As an adult man, you can choose the lifestyle that you want. That's your decision. I'm not here to tell a man what to do with his butthole and his penis. What I'm here to say is that now they're starting to groom children at a very young age, where they have men from drag queens reading to children that are in the first grade, in the second grade. It's reading time with drag, right? You know, go look these things up. There's TV shows right now, Nickelodeon, and where they're little kids saying, love who you want to love. You know, little boys running around being all flamboyant. There's all these different things that they're trying to edge onto the kids, telling the kids it's okay for little boys to wear bracelets and pink bracelets and to wear girl clothes, and it's okay for girls to wear boys clothes, and it's okay to switch this thing up and do the flip flop. It's okay. It's okay. Now you have more children that parents are at 8, 9, 10 years old are trying to get their son's surgery to have their penises removed. The kids don't even know what kind of cereal they want to eat in the morning, but the parents know that they don't want a penis. So I think it's not insecurities. I think it's a huge concern for a group of people. But I will say this also, DeSosa. I think you should have a concern as well, because the men are not only threatening the growth of the Black men and having children, but they're also threatening the women, because now you have the LGBTQ AI plus community saying that women, you have men that have become women, trans men that are saying women are no longer women. You're just carriers of life. You're no longer women. And so not only are we having a concern, but you should have one too, because they're coming for your position as well. But that's all I have on it. But you know, go ahead, Hank. You can get in on this, then Mandrell, and then Mr. Bennett, and my boy Dusto. Thank you, Lexi, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let me give you this something. Don't get me started. All of that liquor when I step out in the cloud. All right, thank you, Lexi. I appreciate you. All right, go ahead, Hank.
Well, I mean, what else need to be said after what you just said? I mean, you know, it's just unfortunate, like you said. It's really our sons that's gonna have to suffer these situations, especially our younger sons. Now, you know, my son's already established. He already establishes himself. He loves the ladies, and I guess he's a chip off the old block.
I was about to say, where did you get that from?
Right.
Yeah, the old chip off the old block. So, but you know, the thing about him, man, he might have gave up on the sisters.
Yeah.
His current girlfriend right now, I mean, his freshman year, he liked, well, let me start over. Back when he was in the 3rd grade, you know, he started liking the little white girls. And my ex-wife, she was mad. His statement is, why do you think he like white girls? Why do you want white girls? Why is he into white girls? I told her, I said, man, as long as he's into girls, I don't give a damn. I could deal with this.
That's what my daddy said.
Yep.
I would hate to have a conversation if he wasn't. I don't know how I'm going to take it. But he likes girls, so we hey, he might grow into the sisters, and by the 5th grade, he did, because he's he's an ass man like his daddy. And he noticed the sisters had the ass on.
I know that's right.
Man, the titty pinks
the delicious
ass.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
The delicious ass.
Well, I'm gonna leave that alone. But it was, it was one of those things, man. Got all the way up to the 9th grade, going into the 10th. He crossed over.
Yeah.
He started liking the Mexican girls and the Latin girls.
Mexican.
Now,
Me gusta.
I can't blame him. I mean, because
you can't blame him.
His little girlfriend's nice looking little girl. I mean, the mothers look nice, so she got some good background to her. So she's showing she gonna look nice even when she get a little older. So I don't blame her for going for that. But he said he's tired of them. He said they're mean. They got bad attitudes. They always want to fight and argue every day. They see him fighting at school. He said, "Daddy, I ain't trying to fight no girl."
Exactly.
I said, "I don't blame you, dog. You ain't supposed to. Don't even waste your time with them heifers." So, like I said, he's not his sexual preference is women. So I ain't got to deal with that shit. But I tell you this, these young boys, when they about 5, 6, 7, they're very influential, man, and they could be some of.
All right, he froze up a little bit. Hey, while we're waiting on him to come back in, can we go back to Security Boss's comment, please?
You talking to me? Oh, Dusto, go ahead.
Okay, it says, hello, Black Man Unfiltered. Hey, Security Boss, thank you for being here. She said, hello, Black Man panel in chat. She said, the number of black men will be extinct soon. Same thing my boy Hink just said. No more black babies.
Kind of surprising coming from her. She's usually the optimistic one. So I'm kind of surprised that she would put that out there.
Now the reason that she put that out there, I did a show with her because I go over and co-host with her, and we pulled up some statistics one day, and it showed that I don't remember the amount of years, so I don't want to put that out there, but they said in a certain amount of years, the way now that men are in this realm of I want to be with other men, or little boys are being groomed to be with other men, or saying that it's okay to be with another man. That they got a year, and they said the babies, black babies, are going to start to decline, based on the fact that men have sexual freedom not only with women, but they also are veering more toward men, and I was blown away. And so I mean, right now you see it. Right now, my daughter is in college, and she said something to me that blew my mind. She said, "Daddy, dudes in college are dating dudes and girls just like it's just something regular to do." And they'll tell the girl. She said the dude will be like, "Yeah, I used to date him, but I'm with her now." It's like they just dating everybody, bro. And my daughter said, "Daddy, you would throw up if you were there." And I said, "Yeah, baby, you're probably right." Because if and she said some of these dudes are player, so the girls know that these dudes are bisexual. So they over here with one dude, they hugged up, kissing one day, then the next day they break up with that dude, and then they go date a girl. So it's like, and my daughter's like, "Daddy, she said, Daddy, please don't come down here and just see this." She said, she said, "It shocked me too, Daddy." I said, "Oh, Lord." But it is what it is. They're dating like it's a normal thing to do.
I'm not saying it's not, but just going back to the last comment that was on the screen again, I think just across the board, we can debate about the percentages or whatever. We're talking about,
right.
10% or whatever. In these spaces, since I've been in the spaces, the larger elephants of the room is the dysfunction between heterosexual black men and women. So yeah, whatever these guys are doing, that's always going to be inflated when there's so much dysfunction in the population that's supposed to be growing our communities. That's not happening. Like I said, the fact that we're not marrying the way when you hear these statistics, again, how you want to debate the statistics or not, if they're saying 1 out of 4 black women will marry in their lifetime, or just black men in general, heterosexual black men are just choosing not to marry, period. Even if they go passport route, are they marrying these women, or are they just dating? So again, as far as black men deciding to have black, to have children with women, whether it be regardless of the ethnicity of the woman or whatever, are men just doing that. So again, we got issues coming on all sides, but we can't ignore the 800-pound gorilla in the room and say, why aren't there more marriages? Why aren't there more? When was the last time, if you go to a black church, when was the last time you saw black people in your church getting married? People who grew up in Sunday school together, they get married. Or how many marriages does your church perform a year? You know, salvation is important and all that, and baptisms, all that stuff is important. How many people are getting married? So again, we got that issue, and I can't just put that on that community to say, well, that's the reason why we're not doing it. No, we got stuff on all sides. Unless we start learning how to live, either if not together, or if, like I said, if the brothers, because again, you're still gonna have black people. If black men have babies with other women, there's still gonna be black people, and you also have a global community. I think a lot of this also is blown up by the fact that we're in the U.S. But like I said, we've been stagnant at 12-13% for decades, forever. But you have Africa, you have other populations of black people throughout the world. So it's not like I don't think black people are going to go extinct anytime soon. The black male is going to go extinct anytime soon globally. But certainly in this country, when you got all these other things that are going on, yeah, everything gets exacerbated. And then we throw our hands up and say, oh my gosh, how terrible it is. I mean, there are problems, but I don't want to just stick it on this and say this is causing all the problems. To me, it's just a scapegoat that eliminates us from having the deeper, realer conversations about how heterosexual black men and women, how can we live together? How can we build families and structures together? How can we do that? But I'm not just going to go to the lowest denominator, the lowest thing in the room and say, oh, it's their fault. I can't understand that, because we've been having this issue for decades. We've only been talking about this rise in these fluid men, so to speak, in the last 10, 15 years or so. But what happened in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and the 2000s, where these numbers have been declining. I can't. Right.
And the reason for that is because I'm hearing a lot of old stories coming out, and I heard one of Dolomite's, the comedian. If anybody don't know, if you're too young to know who Dolomite is,
Rudy Ray Moore. And I heard his bodyguard and close friends say
that he said Rudy was gay for 20, 30, 40 years, but he knew if he came out in that particular time in his life, it would have ruined him, right? Luther Vandross knew he was gay, but if he would have came out, it probably would have killed his career.
Oh, well, that, and I didn't even mention that the last time. Like, I was talking about those people who we know about. But I'm saying, but look at Richard Pryor.
Yeah, same thing.
Paul Mooney,
yeah.
Marlon Brando.
Paul Mooney was not gay.
I didn't know about Richard Pryor.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Pryor admitted it.
He got on stage and said he sucked penis before. Yeah, he said
he got
surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, he got with Marlon Brando.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He did. Now hold on for a minute. Paul Mooney. There's no evidence about Paul Mooney. Okay, that's still slander. That is still speculative. I maintain that. Everybody's not gay. Jesus.
Paul Mooney is gay.
No, he's not. He wasn't.
He was gay.
Look, you're not going to convince me that the only straight men in the world are on this panel.
No. What I'm saying,
everybody's gay out there. God damn.
But that's what everybody's making it feel like. It's like, oh, everyone except us on the panel is. I mean, come on. I mean, it's.
They've been calling Paul Mooney sister and girl for years.
No. Listen, I've heard all that. I've heard all the rumors. I've heard it all. I've studied this intently. Still not enough evidence. Okay, that's just hearsay. I maintain in my mind that Paul Mooney was a heterosexual male. Somebody got to be.
Okay. Hey, Mandrell, hear this out though. The definition now of a man whose alternative lifestyle is the guy who doesn't agree with the women on the panels. The chat's gonna call you. If you don't agree with the women on the panels, the chat's gonna call you alternative lifestyle.
Right.
If you don't do what women say, they're gonna call you. I mean, look how they drag Kevin Samuels and all the Fresh and Fits and whatever. And I don't agree with all the manosphere. I'm not like on code with all this stuff. But if you don't do what they say, then now all of a sudden they're gonna try to throw you in there just to tear up your reputation.
That's true.
So when what's his name, D'Souza talks about is there a war? The war, and I forgot what she said.
Well, the main point she was making,
she's throwing rocks.
The main thing was, why does it seem
she's
like
participating in it?
isn't only on us, but at the same time, you got to understand what space are you in. This is the barbershop, and we're going to be talking about, for the most part, issues that mostly affect us. So I think that's a content issue. You can find conversations elsewhere, but
right. One second. So hold that thought, because I want to address Fatty too. Fatty gave a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. He said, but you okay with lesbians though? Just saying. Now I'm gonna address that, but I'm gonna go to the second one.
Yeah, hold on.
He said year after year, lesbians is one of the top 3 most searched categories on Pornhub among men. Explain that, please. Now, Fatty, I will say this: we understand that there is lesbians out there too. We're not saying either one is. I'm not here to condemn either side. We're talking about it from a perspective of our children, our sons and our daughters, and what they are seeing. And what I would have to push back on is to say that it is one of those severe things for our children, because you become what you are around, you become what you see. And if you go to school, and this is one of the things that bother me, when you go to school and you see a grown man teaching your kids in school and he got a dress on. My daughter goes to school and took a picture with her cell phone. Her teacher is a male teaching young men, and he has a damn dress on and a blouse and earrings and a little color in his hair. I'm trying to everything does not have to be stuffed down their throats, because you see it even on Nickelodeon. Every movie now, everything that they touch, it has to be in there. Back in the day, you knew people were gay, but damn, they wasn't putting it out on Front Street like that. Let's put it on the cartoons. Let's put it in the Disney movies. Let's put it on the Disney Channel. Let's make this dog gay. Let's make the damn kitty cat gay. Garfield gay. Shit, Elmo gay. Ernie gay. I mean, everybody gay now. They say Ernie. What's the damn on Sesame Street? What's the damn dude that say with Ernie?
Bert and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie, they gay.
But everybody knew that.
What? So Bert and Ernie.
No, hold on. No, hold on. No, Black man, stop. Even in my generation, we knew those two were gay. Okay?
But Paul Mooney not.
No, he's not. No. Somebody got to be straight, Black man. All right. If Paul Mooney, who's not? Because somebody got to be straight, Black man.
Mandrell. The ones they accuse of all time are the strongest of the masculine of the leaders of the black men, the ones who speak out and say the truth and all that. Those are the ones they attack first, try to destroy their reputation.
I know. And here's the thing. DeSosa says something in the chat. She says, do you guys have friends from the LGBTQIA2S plus community? See, this is what listen, DeSosa. This is where you're fucked up. Stop it. LGBTQIA2, that's a number, 2 S plus community. Stop the fucking madness. I gave you LGBT and LGBTQ. Stop it. Stop being ridiculous. Yes, I have a friend who's a member of that community. You know what I'm saying? I do, and we get along fine.
So do I. But we have an understanding.
I mean, I have no problem with
we have an
understanding community at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I have family members.
Right. I have a family member who's a member of that community.
Yeah. We have an understanding. You're not coming over here for Thanksgiving, tongue kissing no man in front of my boat.
My thing is with him, I was like, I don't treat him any differently than I treat anybody else.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
welcome at my home. Absolutely.
Right. I mean, we're not talking about so please understand.
But let me ask you though, Brother Bennett, if you had 2 sons and you had a family member that was a guy that was gay, and your sons were 7 and 8, and your sons walked in the kitchen and seen them kissing up against the stove, what would you, like? How would you?
I wouldn't approve of it. But if I had an older daughter, one of my 20-year-old daughters, and she was making out in the kitchen with her boyfriend or whatever, my 7 or 8-year-olds went in there. Yeah, I don't know if I think that's appropriate for them to be seen else. So I said, look, take it into a room or take it elsewhere, or whatever. So again, it's not right. There's certain things I'm going to be cautious about. But I just think I think it's almost like a phobia that we're just focusing so much, like, oh my gosh, like they're we're paranoid about it, even though they've been a part of us. We, like I said, we've had family members going way back, go back to the barns in Georgia and Alabama and in the cornfields or whatever. It's always been here, but it just seems like now it's on steroids where it's like everybody. I remember the big scandal. I remember when my kids were growing up, because we used to watch all this stuff. The Teletubbies came out. And folks just had a fit because they had this one of them, I think Tinky Winky, I think that was the pink one, who had a purse or something like that. And everybody went nuts over that because they thought that was just going to be the end of everything. I just think that we just spend too much time on this particular group or community. And again, we're not dealing with the larger issues. Why aren't heterosexual men and women getting together and forming families and having marriage? And it can't be just because they are, of that lifestyle. It's a minority in our community, but there's other issues. There's economic issues. There's all kinds of issues that are preventing this from happening. But again, for all these guys who are again the passport guys, I'm not seeing a lot of those guys marrying either. They like they like the fact there's no drama. But again, the family structure. All right, where is that? Because again, as long as you're being a good father to your kids, you're growing up, they seeing a strong black man, raising families and whatnot, no one can really argue against that either. So, let's deal with the bigger issues in the room and not put so much focus there. Because now, like I said, everyone's to this mindset now. It's like, oh, well, we the last men standing right now. That's ridiculous.
Well, Mr. Bennett, what are people? Okay, people keep talking about, oh, we got to go save the black, and we got to put the black family together, and we got to. Okay. Go to some 15, 17, 19, 23-year-olds. Ask them, what are they being taught to do? What were they taught to do, and who taught them?
They're not being taught, Mr. Bennett. Like, Dustin does say this on like every.
And I'm talking middle class. Some even 2-parent households.
But I get it. We're not teaching marriage period. Because I've seen a lot of people in these spaces married for or they'll say, my parents have been married for 30 years, 40 years. But when it came to us, they said, oh, don't worry so much about marriage. Go get your degree, go get your education, go get this and that or whatever, not to be prioritized. I remember seeing a panel. It was all married women. They all got married in college, all of them. But
right. Well, what happens is
none of their kids and all their kids are grown, but no one's even thinking about it.
But here's
the thing. If you don't, if certain things aren't being taught and it doesn't go into people's brain, trust me, that space will be filled with something, and that something is going to be something that you don't want, that doesn't need to be in there.
Yeah, but it's not gay.
No, not just that. I'm talking about that. No, I'm saying that could be a part of it. It could be just other junk. It could be running around playing the streets.
Hold on, guys. That segues into this comment from Unsolicited Security Boss.
I get you, but
she said large numbers of our black men will be in prison or living an alternative lifestyle. No procreation of black couples.
Well, here's the thing, and it kind of, I'll say this because I have something to say to DeSosa because I think I see where her disconnect is in what we're saying and what she's receiving. DeSosa, she said, so they can't kiss at home and stuff like that. No, here's what we're saying, DeSosa. If we have a son or a daughter who is heterosexual, we don't want them kissing and doing grown folks shit in our house either.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so it doesn't have anything to do with the right. Like me,
y'all can be in the living room. Y'all can be in but now
exactly.
You ain't going to see the room.
You don't care if it's boy, girl, boy. You ain't going in my house.
I think that's one of the disconnects that she's not receiving. As far as what we're saying, I think is coming off the wrong way to her.
Exactly.
Because I just wanted to iron that out for you, DeSosa. Like, we're not saying that this, that, and the other because they're homosexual. It's like, no, we're going to treat them the same as if they're heterosexual. But for some reason, when we do that, people get pissed off and think it's discrimination. It's like, no, they're being extended the same courtesies as heterosexual couples and people. But they think it's discriminatory and bad just because it's them. It's like, no, you're not special. You're just gay. Okay, you got to follow the fucking rules too.
Yeah.
You want to be equal? You want equality? All right, then follow the equal rules just like everybody else.
Right. And we got another super chat from Fatty. Fatty said,
"That's all, DeSosa."
Yeah. Fatty said, "I saw Dennis Rodman on a dress for decades. Never wanted to wear a dress, and Rodman was one of the most feared men in the NBA. What's the big deal?" Okay, Fatty, let me explain it to you. Back in the day,
that's my favorite player.
Back in the day, men separated a celebrity from reality. You would laugh at Dennis Rodman. You didn't want to be him.
No, you didn't.
You didn't want to be him.
You did not want to be the worm back in the day,
You laughed at his ass, but you did not want to be him.
Like he was wearing that wedding dress, signing autographs, and
we was laughing.
Kissing Madonna in the mouth and stuff like that.
Yeah, we were laughing.
Nah, bro, we was laughing at him.
At him.
We weren't laughing with him. That wasn't
exactly.
Cute. No, we were like, I can't say what we were saying out loud on the panel. So I can't say that because YouTube rules and whatnot. But
and the older men used to say the same. Yeah,
no, it was not pretty for him, and he did that because he knew he would get backlash for doing that.
Even Ricky Williams, remember Ricky Williams?
And Ricky Williams comes up there wearing makeup or some such nonsense,
and we laughed at him.
Yeah, we laughed at him. And the thing is, we laughed at them because these people were doing that just to elicit a reaction.
Exactly.
So we're like, okay. You're not going to get a real reaction out of people. You just look stupid because we know you're straight and you're pretending to be gay. Dumb. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're laughing.
And that's always been a part of our community in terms of from the comedy. I mean, go back to Flip Wilson. Geraldine.
Right, Geraldine.
Yeah. That's always been a trope. And Tyler Perry came, he wasn't the first one to do that.
Exactly. And so, guys, there's a $5 super chat from Fatty. Thank you so much again, Fatty, for the super chat.
Fatty goes $10, man. It ain't dollars, it's euros.
Oh, I'm sorry. Huh?
They're euros, not dollars. Euros are worth.
Euros are greater than the dollar now, aren't they?
Yes, euros have been greater than the dollar. Euros have been greater than the dollar.
Okay,
so
well,
Mandrell,
sum it up for me. Shit. Let's see. All right, we got 39 people watching and 40 people in here. Good job on the likes. Thank you guys for coming in. If you want to donate to the channel, please send a super chat, or you can join the Black Man Unfiltered family here, and you can send a cash app. It's rolling at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much, guys, for being here and supporting the channel. And chat, you're undefeated. Thank you for all the comments. I appreciate you all. Let's see here. Now, I want to address something real quick that somebody said. Hold on, I saved it here. Where is it at? Okay, now this one's going to be tough, guys. Truth and the Purpose Nexus says the P coming next. Now, watch this.
What does that mean? What is he with?
I can't say the whole word, but it's I'm gonna say edophilia.
Oh,
so it's not.
No, hold on a second. So there was a dissertation. I'm going to send it to each man on this panel because I got all your personal information. There's a dissertation done by this lady at this college, and what she was teaching in this class, she said that the world is changing, and she knows for a fact that love is real now. And then she went into 60 years ago. That homosexuality was a mental illness, and she said we've come so far.
It's not mental illness,
right? Hold on. She said that what it was 60 years ago, which they did say that, and so she said it was considered a mental illness. Now people are free to love who they love. She said, but why stop there? This is what she said. Why stop there though? She said because this world, you should be able to love who you want to love. Just say, for instance, Amy over here, and she's 23 years old, and she falls in love with a 17-year-old boy. Why is that so wrong? Why is it so wrong for her to love him if love is pure and love is kind and embrace? Why can't we just embrace the fact that she's 24, he's 17, and they love each other?
Well, to be fair, that's not much of an age difference.
No, but hold on now.
That's how our parents did it back in the day.
Right, you're absolutely correct. Now watch this.
I mean, listen, my first time having sex was with a woman who was 23. I was 17.
So that's okay. So that's coming back now. A lot of people say
that wasn't. That's not that bad.
Now we're gonna say it may be okay. So we're gonna say it's coming back. But watch this though. Watch this.
JT.
What happens because now you put
what up,
JT? So now you put science into the whole thing. Because now they said a woman is not considered a girl is not considered a woman until she's 26. A male is not considered a man until he's 25. Watch this. But if a 23-year-old have sex with a 14-year-old and go to court, and his lawyer gets up and defends him and says, "Oh, wait a minute, we have a scientist here that shows that he is not mentally an adult." So why would you sentence? Hold on. Why would you sentence my child? I mean, why would you sentence this man who is not an adult mentally to jail for loving someone who is underage when we have come to the conclusion that you're not an adult till you're 25 and he's 23?
Yeah, Black Man, this is a part of creating the victim class. Like, it's deeper than just the alternative lifestyle. But in Black, with, like I'm saying, in the front line is supposed to be the front line of defense, which is the fathers.
Right.
taking people, guiding them, and taking them forward in this direction.
Okay.
When you emulate that, now you can go infiltrate and turn these people into anything. They're 400 pounds. You can feed them any kind of food. You can put any kind of drugs on them. You can stop them from reading, stop them from being more powerful. And influence level, you got a whole class full of followers, and they'll follow anything. The buffet, they'll follow the men, women, and all kind of whatever kind of lifestyles.
The buffet?
They follow they follow the buffet. But there's no identity. So if you don't have an identity, you can get a court-appointed identity. The court-appointed identity is probably going to be a weak-ass victim.
Don't the buffet stay at the... Never mind, go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Unsolicited Security Boss, for the $10 super chat. All right. Now, Unsolicited Security Boss, listen, I had an auntie come in, and my auntie said that she wanted to sing something to you tonight for this $10 super chat. So I'm going to have her come in because she says she's on fire. This is for you, Unsolicited Security Boss. Get ready.
Oh, Lord.
This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. This girl is fire. This girl is on fire.
All right, that was for you, Unsolicited Security Boss. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat.
Hey, that pause smile still cracks me up every time.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro. Also, Security Boss sent another message in here. She said, this is for Mr. Bennett. She said, Mr. Bennett, the world, I'm going to let you respond to this, Mr. Bennett. She said, Mr. Bennett, the world is not promoting marriage because that's what works. Attack the men and keep us in chaos. If you want to respond to that, Mr. Bennett.
I don't think I disagree with that. I think my main disagreement with this evening is, again, we're sort of trying to pin the tail on one segment of society, and I don't think that's where it is. I agree. Like I said, I started out with saying this is multi-pronged. It's historic over time, through the prison industrial complex to the war on drugs to all just line them up.
Right.
It's been part of, certainly our specific history, but again, I'm not going to just pin this on just one group. This might be another metastasis of all these other things that are coming on. Why I've been able to see in this last few years. I'm just not going to put it on this here. But again, unless we deal though with the bigger issues, I said, I want to deal with the big bricks first before I spend so much time here. Chasing stuff that really, shouldn't be affecting this way, but apparently it is. Everyone wants to put the focus here.
Before we get started, we got two people came in. Well, we got three. World Class came in, CJ came in, and JT is in the building tonight for What We Know podcast. So listen, I'm gonna start the work with World Class first. World Class, do you think, I want you to answer the question, and after you, I just everybody fall in. CJ, you come right in after World Class, and JT, you come in after that with this one question: is there a war against heterosexual black men? We'll go with World Class first. CJ, you follow up behind him, and then JT end it for us. Go ahead.
Absolutely, yeah. The answer is yes. It's absolutely a war going on against heterosexual males because. I have no idea why, actually. I really don't understand what the goal is, but I know from a business standpoint, I know when I was young, when I was first starting to learn how retail worked, learned it from bartenders, is that when homosexual males would come into the bar, they would tip more. They would be much more free with their money. They would buy more drinks. And then when I started kind of studying retail, it was like the homosexual community not flips money, but the money leave their hand much faster than the regular community. Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing I can think of as to what the point is. Because what I see in the homosexual community is that they can't be who they are without a receipt. They got to go to the store to be themselves. So it's definitely a war, and I guess it could be much more personal and spiritual and religious in terms of just going against God or nature or however you want to say it, but it's undeniable at this point. And the P in the new letter community is definitely the end goal and end game.
I don't see that happening though. I don't see. I mean, maybe I'm being naive, Noble, or just far too optimistic, and that's rich coming from me. Optimism in mankind, but I mean,
when you say you don't see it coming, what you mean?
I don't see them that holding up in court. Like, what judge is going to be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, what judge is going to listen to that argument in court and be like, okay, cool. And
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy
with that? I mean,
go ahead, world class.
But it's not. It's not up to him. Judges only rule on the law.
That's right. The jury has to be convinced.
But still, even if you don't get a jury, the judge is only going to rule on the law that's there. So if that community gets the lawmakers to put that in place, then that's it. He can't rule outside of the law. He's limited to what the law says. So if they finance a way to sneak themselves in,
I know how it works. I mean, you know,
I
know how it works. But my thing is, hold on. Even with money, I'm just saying. How do you think you're gonna, like, as a lawmaker, you know, members of Congress and that? How do you think it's gonna go for the populace when you campaign on that? Like, I mean, you think they're gonna get voted in, even if that's a part of their campaign message? Or if they were to do that, you don't think they get voted out on the next election cycle?
No.
Do you think people would just be okay with that once a person signs off on that?
They want it on both sides. It doesn't really matter. And then how it's the North American Man and Boy Love Association.
Yeah.
NAMBLA.
Yeah, they started back in 1977.
It started in 1977. Mandrell.
Okay, cool. That's cool. I mean, sickos have been around since forever.
Yeah.
But I still my thing is. Wow. My thing is, like, I have a problem, you know, a real, honest problem with people going after children.
I do too.
I got a problem. I mean, like, I cannot overstate how much of a problem I have with it.
Yes.
Cannot be overstated. So, you know, I'm hearing this. I'm just like, okay, wait a minute now. Yeah, the vast majority.
Come on, Daddy Long Stroke. Come on, man.
I am. You know, I don't underestimate the stupidity of the American populace, but this is a bit fucking rich. Let's be honest.
Well, a lot of them. Okay, so before Trump got in office, you had racists, but racists weren't coming out the woodworks, right? When Trump came in office, you know, he said, you know what? Let me help you. Let me help y'all come out. Right. And the racists started becoming more bold. They started coming more. They was out. They said, here I am. I'm loud and proud, baby. Fuck you niggas.
Yeah,
right?
Because he went up in those hills and got their vote. And those hillbillies came out the Appalachians.
Right, but how many men? But Mandrell, you will be shocked.
This nigga has no chill.
You know, you watch this. You will be amazed how many professional people that make $100,000+ a year, millionaires.
I wouldn't be amazed.
That are looking at little girls right now that are 14 and they 50. Somebody, damn, I tear that up.
Right.
Who was Trump's guy? That got Epstein, right?
Yeah. Come on now.
I mean, no. That wasn't Trump's guy at all. Epstein was the opposite of who Trump was. That was Obama's guy. That was
She's a whole bunch of pictures of Epstein.
Bill. That was Bill Clinton's guy. That was all of them. The only one that did stake that stepped out and said he's an asshole and he's a piece of shit was Trump.
Yeah.
So it was a whole different. He was a whole different guy.
And that's why he's not in office. He didn't get reelected. He'll play ball, but only for so far.
Why on the manifesto Trump had been out to that island several times?
Not and for that.
Pictures, and him and Donald Trump is chilling on pictures, sitting by the damn pool together, smiling with girls on their arm.
I mean, but that was the same thing. That was the same thing with the last three presidents also.
Just because you got a picture of them don't mean that they're in cahoots with him. Just because he's on that island doesn't mean he was up to shenanigans over there. I mean, I've met warlords. So I mean, you might find a picture of me with one of them. You're like,
and we gonna whoop
Mandrell, what you
your
doing?
ass.
Mandrell, what you doing with him? One like that.
But
man.
I wanted
You say I was at work.
Go ahead, CJ. Go ahead.
I was at work. Exactly.
Hold on.
I was
Let me do
at
this super
work,
chat
man.
real quick. Information Man, $4 super chat, man. He said, Black Man Unfiltered Network. Respect, brother. Hey, Information Man, I will send you the link in a minute, brother. Thank you for the $4 super chat. Go ahead, CJ.
A lot of the stuff. Oh, go ahead, CJ.
Mandrell, it's my turn.
That wasn't me. That was Dusto.
I'm talking about you've been talking this whole goddamn time.
Yeah, he ain't lying.
Nigga, you like a damn you like a rabbit when you get that goddamn gun. But is there an attack on masculinity and the black male image? A movie just dropped called Woman King. I mean, how much more information do you need? How much more proof do you need? That happened. Dewayne Wade's son is, put out in front, and they're much more comfortable with him being a girl, but you hear nothing about his son that's struggling trying to get in the NBA. There's the third grade reading level of black boys in America is a known stat, and no politician pushes to change it. What's the lady name in Atlanta that's running for
governor?
Yeah, governor. What's her name?
Abrams.
Stacey Abrams.
Yeah, she does. She's in positions of power. What have you heard from her to progress black men? The facts are the facts. We've never had power in this country as black men. That's what it comes down to. So, and they don't want to see that win. You got to look at what. I mean, I think people don't understand when they look at the words the woman king, what that's really saying. And they don't do this with their people. They do it with ours. It ain't finna be no woman king with goddamn Liz Taylor on the front of the cover. And then they got the most masculine looking black woman that they could find. Annalise Keaton.
Hey, CJ.
Viola Davis, Annalise Keaton. Hey, she was good on Word Murder, but go ahead.
Facts.
Hey, CJ, they're doing in all races, just not at the scalability that they're doing in the black.
Well, they did. Hold on. They did. No, hold on. Let me
scalability.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Is the black community not the canary in the coal mine? Don't they test it on everybody, but we get the worst of it every time? So I don't care about what's happening in the other races. No. I know what's happening in the other ones, but it's always going to get us the worst. It's always, that's what every social engineering experiment in this country. That's never changed, and it never will until we're able to make a difference. And if our women ain't gonna rock with us, then what we gonna do? When you got people like the Sosa in the chat pushing back against what we're saying, it's like you just don't understand the lived experience of being a black man, because they have given you the position of woman king. That's what it is in a fucking nutshell.
But that woman king position is false. Go ahead.
Just as the stuff. I want to address Fatty. Fatty said they had Xena Warrior Princess a long time ago. Fatty, I want you to stop for a second. Pause. You're a very intelligent man. I want you to stop, and I want you to say that name again. Xena Warrior Princess. Female. Not Xena Warrior King.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
I mean, come on now.
CJ,
it's a direct shot. The woman king is a direct shot. I mean, it's not hard to see, bro. It's really not.
No, CJ, we're basically saying some of the same thing. All I was saying is this: black gets hit like Hurricane Katrina because there's no resistance. The levees broke already.
Right.
The levees are the fathers, and it broke, and they never restored them.
Right.
Other races are still getting hit. They're just getting hit with category 1s and 2s. There's some pushback, but they're still being infiltrated too. That's all I was saying. Scalability.
And the argument Fatty's trying to make is that women can't be warriors, because that's the only reason you would say even make that. We're not saying a woman can't be a warrior, bro. We talking about a woman can't be a king.
But you can drive a car with your feet. Is that a good fucking deal?
Yeah, Chris Rock said that.
How do you warriors at 360 pounds?
Hold on, bro. Like, the point is, I don't give a fuck if you think you're a warrior or not. That's just not the point. The point is that we're the only community where they would dare say woman king, and white women were the main producers of this movie.
And I'm gonna say this real quick. When we talk about fathers as black men on this panel tonight, and I heard Dusto say the fathers are broken. Now we have to start at a little bit of the root of the problem. And
what do you mean? Hold on. You said fathers are broken. I'm saying that they're not present, meaning.
I agree. So I agree with you in this day and time, fathers are not present. But then we also have to go back a little bit and address the fact of why some fathers are not here. And I want to start out with let's go back a bunch of years. Let's go back to the Vietnam War.
Yep.
How many men were black men that were fathers, uncles? They were great in their communities, preachers. They loved the children in the community. They were very put together in those communities. Do you know how many of those men died in Vietnam? Do you have a number? Just give me a number.
Disproportionately drafted. So
yeah. Give me a number, Desta. What y'all think? Anybody on the panel? How many men you think? How many African American men died in the Vietnam War?
It was well over 100,000. Well over 100,000. I have
there's 56,000 total. At least that's the reported number.
That's the reported number, but that wasn't
56,000 deaths Vietnam as far as our soldiers total. So I'm just going on that. If you have another,
but you also got to name. You also got to have the soldiers, and you add the soldiers that were lost in the war. That's where you have those names of the lost soldiers.
See, people like
again, that number from I understand it's about 50 in Mandrell. You can look it up. It's like 56,000.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
It's documented at 50,
right now.
I think it's 58,000. I think.
Yeah, they said They say black men make up 12.5% of casualties in the Vietnam War.
So can I say something real quick?
But we're 12.5% of the population. That's scalable.
Can I say something?
It is scalable.
But what happens when all those fathers? Then 7,243 African American black men died in Vietnam. How many of those were fathers? And their kids, their sons were 1 and 2 when they went.
Right, I'm not discrediting. I'm saying that that's scalable. If you were saying it was 48%, then it'd be a bigger problem. But if it's scalable, then it's scalable to all the other races.
Right. Go ahead. I hear what you're saying.
No, it wasn't. I don't think the point was about comparing it to nobody else. It's just the fact of 7,000.
They were fathers.
7,000 black men lost their lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Vietnam, and who were fathers and people in their community and pastors and police officers and all this other stuff. They died. 7,000 of them.
People don't seem to look. And this is no disrespect to Fatty, but he's not American. He's not an American black man. So when he's leaving comments in the comment section, like, they always have done women in leadership positions in movies and yada, yada, yada. I'm not disagreeing with that. We're the only community that Barack Obama will make a fucking program to help black boys, and black women complain and he removes it. We're the only people in the country that black men will be accused of every fucking thing nationally, on radio, on TV. Black men, Obama said black men take care of your kids.
Yeah, well, fine. There's no frontline defense to black. There's no frontline defense, and they're raising the victim class to the point where us on the panel are also under attack by the very victims that we actually would like to influence and help. Is that bad? There is no actual. I put it this way: you're not going to the Indians in Pakistan. You're not going there in America and infiltrating what they got going on. It's not going to happen. Those men will kill you on the spot. They're willing to fight and die for their families, their religion, and everything, and it's known. But there's no one on the front line. The front line is begging to be victims and participate in anything.
These people
there's men over here single, and there's women and kids over there.
Do you think it's a coincidence that they chose the tribe that sold us into slavery, bro?
I don't really go that much history. I go into
look up the Homie tribe.
I'm not discrediting history, but I'm talking about right now. Men are coming and saying, hey, we've got a solution to the problem.
Yeah.
Modern women said no. Even modern men are saying no. We want a free victim check. We want. That's 80. It's getting to be 80% of the culture.
I just want them to get the fuck out the way.
Being raised into this junk.
Get out the way. That's all I want.
Okay, hold on.
Get out the way.
Just a second, guys. I want to bring some light to it because I got some for you guys. I want to bring some light to it, ladies and gentlemen, and this is how I'm going to do it. Y'all give me just a moment. Here we go.
Yes, there is an agenda about emasculation, but it is us specifically as Black men that this agenda has been targeted at the most, because it was our strength that they could not deal with. So understand what they did, and I will skim through it again briefly. After they gave us an illusion of freedom, they lured us into this system, gave us jobs, and allowed us to get educations, promoted some of their controlled bourgeois Negroes, and placed them as our goals to ascend to. After that program set in our minds, they took away all those same opportunities. They promoted agendas that removed the Black man out of the homes, allowing their school system and their entertainment to program and raise up our next generation. They then destroyed the communities from within by planting drugs and guns directly in our communities, and they marked our streets by placing Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in every city, not as a memorial for us, but as a marker for them to know where they are attacking specifically, and so that others know that this is a Black neighborhood. I mean, I can go to any city in America, and if I want to find the hood, all I need to do is find the MLK Boulevards. That wasn't by accident. They set up laws that imprisoned more of our men and left the next generation fatherless and angry. They filled that void with homosexual sellouts who promoted a lifestyle and mentality that destroyed us from within, removing our values completely, having us disrespect our women. Pretty much everything that would have been right for us, they promoted the complete opposite, and made these men our heroes and the leaders of our society. And we're still celebrating them today, talking about their money and giving them props and all that other garbage. Now we're totally controlled and manipulated, and we have raised up a next generation of Black men that doesn't even know what a Black man should look like or be like. We now have men that are submissive to their women and do not lead their homes. Men that are scared to combat evil because they're scared of losing their fake Black card. And what we see now is either women or gay Black men taking our leadership roles. This is all an agenda that has been used against us, because while they diffused us and made sure we are not a threat to them, they have been provoking and manipulating us to use our energy to bring about the change they desire in this world. Black people in America have an extremely high influence on culture and trends and social justice, but they are just echoing the voice of their puppet masters. And this has started because you, Mr. Black Man, have been neutralized.
You've been neutralized, Mr. Black Man.
Thoughts, world class? You can go first.
Yeah, I mean, it's much more simple than that. It's a bit grandiose, but you know, the Martin Luther King part is important because it's always about geography, so they can instantly recognize who's who. I mean, that's not by accident. If it was 3 cities, just Baltimore, Chicago, and Detroit, all right, you know, but it seems to be every city. And that Martin Luther King is bringing bullshit. So that's nobody's perfect, and if it is, but the devil. So, yeah, man, it's definitely things going on. That's why history is important. When I finally started studying history from the right perspective, I started seeing trends and started seeing the same type of game plan over and over again. And it's just a war tactic, man. And it's just time for us to debrief and then get briefed and get out of this stupid cycle, because we don't seem to recognize how war works, how power works. I heard Mandrell talking about that, and he's absolutely right. We just don't understand what power is. And he said something powerful, man. He said the men are submitting to the women. That's why I don't really be in these conversations too heavy. I started the start, which is the motherhood of the Black female in the last 60 years, most homicidal, #1 in abuse rate, literally the worst mother of all time, statistically. And it's a place that most of us don't want to get into, but everything will fail if we don't deal with that first. There's nothing that we're going to do that's going to matter. She has to be addressed. It has to be fixed, or we're doing nothing. It don't matter how much money we make. If all of our seeds that we produce is getting tainted, we can't have a harvest. And that's where you start. I mean, as bad as it's gonna sound, as much stuff as we're gonna get into, it has to start with her motherhood because she has access to the children. She's had custody at a rate of 80 to 92% for the last 60 years. Hetero suggestions suggest that whoever has your attention or the most is what your brain is going to be. It's going to take your dominant thoughts and their ability or inability to fight off advertising and marketing, watching TV and gossip, and then transmuting that information to the child day in, day out, turning our lives into a consumer experience is the problem.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Go ahead.
Real quick. Who is more of a threat to overthrow quote unquote white supremacy? Black men or black women?
More of a threat between the two? We are.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I asked that question and got an answer. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Okay, JT, when world class finished, JT jump right on in there, brother.
So it's to the point where I'm looking at I'm thinking about as he's talking, what type of ears are going to hear what he's saying, and the type of ears that's going to hear what he's saying is people that have a consumer mentality. It's completely been substituted. We don't have no human mentality. We don't have a human experience anymore. It's just consumerism. Like I said before, the homosexual alphabet community, the entirety of who they are, they can't be who they are without a receipt. They have to go make a transaction to be them. They got to go be able to get the insurance policy to get the sex change. And we've kind of been like that too. You know, we've turned intimate relationships into as if we're ordering from McDonald's. 6 feet, 6 figures, and it's just like some script or some menu you're reading, and you're not getting no substantive or equitable exchange. And we start by, that's why I always talk about literacy and learning how to read things and seeing that this is just some old shit, man. The bigger the trick, the older the trick, the easier it is to pull, because people think it can't be that big or that old for so many people to have fallen for it. And we gotta understand war, man, especially socially. And that's it. It's not personal. It's just business. It wasn't all of us were gone about 100 years ago. They were still running the plan. 100 years from now, all of us will be gone. They're still going to run the plan. It's not business. I mean, it's not personal. It's just business. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, what's your thoughts about the video? What you just saw and your perspective?
Yeah. I mean, he's been saying something he's been saying something that's been said for a very long time. The problem is that people are scared to do something about it. And what we mean by that is basically it goes to what World Class, which is saying everything is based off of being a consumer. Nothing is about being a producer. So if you're a producer, for one, you don't have the type of fear that a consumer has, right? Consumers, what they want to do is they want to grab up everything, extract from everything. Producers, they want to give. They want to be able to build infrastructure. So you guys asked a question earlier where it came down to why is it that they're pushing this femininity so strong? It's because there's no balance with it. There's no there's no boundaries, right, with femininity. This is why you have just in the LGBT community, they can be everything. You can have women and women, women and men, men and women, threesomes, foursomes. Nobody is having anything that's going on. So that means that they can easily be pushed into whatever they need. The people that are actually running whatever it is that they're running, you can push these folks anywhere you need to push them because they're extractors. They're confused. So once you start having masculinity, see, we don't care. We die for what it is we believe in. We can be scared, but I guarantee you push our back to the wall, we gonna come out fighting. Femininity is not that way. They acquiesce. So it makes a lot of sense to have men to be feminine because you have them to be agreeable because of fear. So that's why it is. It makes sense. It's social warfare. It'll never go away. ever. You're always going to have to fight against it. Right now, there's no fight. There's just a bunch of acquiescing right now. Even with the heterosexual man, we're even acquiescing. So at some point, somebody got to be willing to lose something. Somebody got to be willing to take that dive. It makes no sense to be doing it by yourself. You have to do it when you have unity. Just think about what dancing is. Dancing is unity, right? And what do we dance to? Vibrations. What is dance used for? It's to intimidate, and it's to gather at the same time. Now, we're not dancing together. Guess what we're doing? We all just running, scattered, acquiescing. This is what we're doing right now.
We got to address this. So DeSosa, give me 1 minute, CJ. DeSosa says, scam likely the biggest threat to a black man is his own mind. Victim mentality and progress don't go well together.
I can reply. Go ahead.
Yeah, scam likely go. CJ, let scam likely will go ahead and go first, and then because I need him to address it because it's addressed to him, and then we're gonna get Hink in here.
I got you.
And then CJ, then Hink. Go ahead.
Right, and I'd like to acknowledge we have a new champion.
He just said, Mandrell. He just said.
Yeah, we have a new champion of the long stroke affair.
This guy.
JP, you got it. God damn.
Now, anyway, biggest threat of black man is his own mind. What type of black men are we talking about? Because some of them we're not claiming as these strong black men. Just because they're black and they got a microphone and they're yelling doesn't mean they are the front of this actual population or community, or whatever you want to call it. If you don't see the men that are black that you want, something might be wrong. I'll put it this way. There's some man, he probably might be black, that you want. You're in this space. You should find somebody who looks like that or sounds like that and be listening to them and tune everything else out. Because the rest of it doesn't matter anyway. But I can't speak to all this victim stuff. I'm one of the main people in the spaces dusting all them victims off. And some of the people on the panel also give them hell when they come with the big victim talk. So you're talking to the wrong people. But I grew up in black community. It was actually a community. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 square foot homes, black people, 2-car garages, dogs, all that stuff. And there were black men all throughout those communities raising kids. That's my norm. That's what I saw. That's what I grew up around. I can't sit here and let you speak about men. I can't go for it. That's my default of what I saw. So, if you ain't seeing that, I can't help you. Get a passport.
Here's my thing, bro. As far as I'm gonna address the video, then I'll respond to DeSosa myself. The video is, it's spot on, bro. And if you want to just, it's so deep, bro, that you have a woman saying that we should delete boys in the womb, right? And we have police that are quicker to shoot boys outside of the womb. And we got policy that removes a man's ability to leave the country and make different moves, right? It takes money out of his pocket. And they want to say we're being victims. We literally have everything against us. Now, does that mean I don't go to work tomorrow, Monday morning? No, I work Monday through Friday, and I'm out here getting to the bag right now, doing everything I can to make sure I'm good. But you mean to tell me I can't tell my doctor that my knee is hurting without being called a victim? Ain't it my job to tell my doctor what's going on so he can diagnose it? We went through this with Brother Clarence, Franklin the turtle looking ass. He was the same one that had this issue. We couldn't even address our issues, bro, because it's complaining. But let him go through it. He'll do the same thing. Is black men are not allowed to be human. And then when we are what we're supposed to be, when we do defend, when we do go to war by what we believe in, we automatically got to be a thug. I'm gonna tell every man and every person listening to this right now. If you play with my family, I will shoot you in your face, no question asked. Does that make me a thug? I'll take it. But at the end of the goddamn day, when somebody breaking that house, you need that. And you can say that's a extreme example all you want. It's every day, B. You what's going on, and I'm just sick of women doing this shit. That's why I don't really talk to them like that. I was just talking to a young lady, and we got into a full out debate about trans and masculine femininity, and she said, "Tell, like, bro, I don't want to talk to you anymore after you defend that. This is what we up against. You want to say that we're victims? How I'm a victim when I'm trying to tell my ex-wife, don't go against me and let me see my child. I wasn't a victim because I went and dropped $8 grand on the shit, but goddamn, I'm trying to recover from that while paying child support. It's just I'm just sick of people doing this shit, bro. Like, goddamn, I'm done because I'm gonna go forever.
Man, I appreciate you, brother.
Right. Yeah, I like to
I want to acknowledge this super chat real quick. Sir Hell Speaks is in the building tonight.
What up, Sir Hell?
Yeah, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. He said, Black Man Unfiltered, salute to my good brothers. Thank you so much, Sir Hell Speaks. Sir Hell Speaks, I did send you the link to your inbox, brother, so go ahead and click it and come on in here, brother. All right, y'all go ahead and let's cook. I think we had, where my boy Hink at? We have Hink, and then we have Mandrell, and then we have Mr. Bennett, and then we'll just go back around again. So go ahead, Hink. What's your thoughts on the video, and what's your perspective?
Well, the video told a lot of truth. You know, some truth maybe some people don't realize or don't want to accept. You know, it is what it is. But at the same time, us as black men, man, we got to just realize, you know, our women don't give a shit about us. I said that before. I'm gonna say it again. You're an accessory.
Thanks.
That's all you are. You a clutch bag. Your goddamn belt. Matter of fact, you're a Bluetooth now.
Just a little boot.
Fucking bonnet, one of the two.
The truck driver job.
It's all good to have, but it's not necessary. So you're not a necessity to them. You know what I'm saying? You just something to play with, something to have around every once in a while, something to call up and get what they want and what they need, a meal, some dick. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some companionship. Maybe come over, fix a light, put a new battery in the smoke detector. But other than that, it's all you good for to them. They don't give a shit about us. So now we don't have a partner. We don't have somebody to team up with. And guess what? The United Front's still a problem. White man's still a problem. And we have nobody to fight with us. Because our woman is not on our side. They done went to the other side. They crossed over on us. So now we fighting by ourselves. And then you also have black men who crossed over too, and they call themselves delicious. You understand what I'm saying? Those dudes who are part of the community, they want to be women now.
Hey,
we got a few of my black men that's not on our side any damn more. So now we got lesser numbers, and we still got to fight. Man, we in a no-win situation. Let me tell you what it reminds me of. The movie 300. That's what it reminds me of.
Sparta.
There's only 300 of us. And man, this man's got fleets of men. What are we supposed to do? The only thing you can do is just go out of fighting and pray for and hope for the best, dog.
Yep. Hey Hank, man, dude, that reference to that to think about that movie. If you do look at the Persians, they did have if you go back, just think about the movie, they did have a lot of homosexuality and a lot of stuff going on the Persian side. And you had 300 real men trying to fight against that. And they were doing a wonderful job. And it'd be your own damn people.
Until they were betrayed by their own kind.
Their own kind.
Yeah, the most powerful dude
Come on. We preach.
The most powerful dude was a homosexual.
In our case, it was a woman. In our case, it was a woman who betrayed us.
Somebody that they're wrong when the world tells them they're right for profit and gain, bro. Like that's why they don't understand why we have an issue with Woman King, because they can't see, they don't have foresight, bro. They don't see the long game. They just see what they want and what makes them feel good. And haven't you realized, bro? That's why I asked Noble the question. Who is the most of a threat to white supremacy, black men or black women? Anybody with a damn brain would tell you it's black men, because we're the people, we're the group that could actually shake some shit. Our women gonna capitulate because we've been capitulating since we've been on this goddamn country.
Now, CJ, before the Woman King, do you know what the first one was? Do you know what the first one was? What put the women in the front? And nobody wanted to fight against it. You had a few men that was fighting against it. Nobody wanted to fight against it. That was putting that lady on the $20 bill.
Oh,
Harry Tubman.
Bypassed all those great black men, and they wanted to put Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill.
And looking like a mammy.
Right.
Representing
that was the beginning of it.
That
was the beginning of it.
Like a big nose ain't your mama. That's what they would have put on the $20 bill to represent us.
And the nation of Wigwam stood behind it.
Oh, you had men that were standing behind it too. They didn't see any
problem. They also represent the nation of Wigwam. Modern men qualify as women. I'm just because they share the same thoughts, same violent minds. They're just the action port. How can I say it? I think women have more violent minds than men do. And
I agree with you.
And when they raise the womanized
in the mind than men,
right?
Yes.
And they're raising these men to be the actual forefront and be in the army to fight for them. And they're damn violent too.
Mandrell, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, Mandrell, go ahead, then, Mr. Bennett.
It goes back to what I was saying when the other day about power. The problem is that we don't not only do we not understand power, but today we don't recognize it when we see it. We do not know what power is, especially our women. They have no clue. They think the most loud and aggressive guy in the room is the most powerful, when really he's acting out of fear and insecurity. He's usually the weakest person.
Facts.
Barking, just woofing. But then the second a real man shows up, he tucks his tail between his legs and whimpers. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, and then the women are like, "Well, what happened? Why do you do that?" You know. And the same thing with the thing is, our boys have been away from our men for so long, and we have gone so long without being able to teach our boys. Our boys don't recognize power anymore. They think power is bullying. They think aggression is bad. They don't know what it is to be tempered and measured. They don't know what it is to be tested. So we have several generations now of boys who will never know what their potential is. They're just doing what they're told. They're never out to discover how good or great they could be, and understand where they fit in the pecking order, because everybody gets a trophy. I mean, our society, huh?
My bad, man, Drew.
No
I'm doing the same thing I got on your ass about.
No problem, CJ. I mean, you good, but nothing is our problem in our society is that we've been run down and we're so pathetically weak now. To come back, it's going to be rough. You know, it's just too much to do and too few of us to do it.
I just can't accept that as a we. I just can't do it. I just have to say they, because I can't participate in what they do.
You don't have to accept it, though. Like, you can be 500 fucking pounds and I see you 500 fucking pounds. I don't care if you accept it. It's the reality. So you ain't got to accept it. But what I was gonna say is, bro, like it's I'm still breaking free from how I was raised, bro. Because I was single mother raised. Like that's and then I remember the moment when it clicked for me, bro, is when I found out my uncle was on child support. And I thought somebody thinking, well, why would that be the moment? Because he was a damn good father, bro. It's when I realized that, damn, when I lived with my dad for 1 year, just one, when I was 14, bro, when I got kicked out of school for fighting and smoking, is when I went to stay with my daddy, and just his fucking aura and the way he moved, bro. I missed that for 14 years. And you
Furious,
right now,
Furious Styles.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, my bad. I'm just clowning. Continue. My apology.
So I'm talking, You talking being up under a woman, then being told how my daddy is nothing and how niggas ain't shit. And it's like, damn, hold on. I'm a nigga. I'm a boy. I'm gonna be a man one day.
There you go.
Like that's how
Everyone,
deep this shit go. And I have, bro, you don't understand. My relationship with my mother is fuck. I can't even explain it to y'all, bro. Because it's a constant push and pull of I'm trying to keep my manhood. She trying to take it. She's trying to overpower it. And she doesn't even realize it to the point where she had to thank me for checking her. Like, that's how deep this shit go. So even with these panels, man, I appreciate the conversation. But like Mandrell, I'm going closer to what Mandrell's saying. It's damn near a wrap. Cause it's that deep. It's gonna be a few of us that wake up, bro, and it's that damn deep. Because when I talk to other brothers about it, like niggas around me, they like they really got the black woman as God in their head for real.
They do.
Yeah.
Like it's that serious, and niggas be talking this shit. I be like, bro, you can't constantly come at men for our issues when we were literally raised to have them.
Yep.
It's literally, and it was propped up and financed. And when you go
And
against
if you ever
it,
noticed,
you hate women.
hey CJ, you noticed, bro, where when we had these type of conversations right here, somebody is always trying to neutralize it. Somebody is always trying to say, and they're trying to compare it instead of just listening to you out.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to an interview that the rapper Boosie, what he had, and they were asking him, you know, what is it, you know, that you live for? He was like, helping everybody that I possibly can. He said, it makes me feel good when I work hard. It makes me feel good when I can give somebody, when I can give people jobs where they can make enough money where they can take care of their family too. And then he went in and he started talking about how he was raised. He said almost the exact same thing that you said. He said he didn't even realize he didn't even like his father for years.
Facts.
He said what made him didn't like his father was because he saw his mother cuss his father out in front of him when he was a kid. Hit him upside his head, cuss him out, kick him out the house, call him an ain't shit nigga, all of these things. And he said when it really resonated with him was when it happened to him when he was older.
Yes, sir.
And these are the things that when we're talking, we would have people on other platforms that would try to neutralize what we're talking about. What you just said was some real shit, man, and you ain't the only one. This is the reason why we have these issues with these young men. My partner, Robert, he'll tell you. Now, his mom wasn't as bad, but he'll tell you he had some issues because he was raised with his mom, not with his father. He didn't even really understand his father until he got older. He didn't even want to hear what his father had to say when it came down to what happened between him and his mom. You dig what I'm saying?
I called my mama
But
dad.
then
I called
as
my
he
mama
gets older,
daddy,
he's like,
bro.
okay.
I called my mama. I told my mama happy Father's Day, bro. It's like people don't hold on, bro, because people don't understand how deep that shit runs. It's not a game, bro. That's why you will never hear me clown a nigga for being single mother raised. I might address that, but I'm not gonna clown him for it because I know that's an uphill battle. I have a podcast. I get on these platforms. My folks watch us, bro. And when I go to the barbecues, when I go to the 4th of July, all eyes on me. Cause I'm the one that's like, hell no, this shit ain't right. And I'm talking about from the men and the women. It's a problem when you be a man as a black man, bro. It's a problem. I'm still gonna do it because I don't give a fuck. But the point is, bro, I have to literally put on a suit every day of armor to knock off the goddamn shit that's gonna be coming at me, bro. It's every day. Tez just jumped on her. He can tell you, bro. And he a married man and still catch the hell. You can't win in this shit, bro. You can't win. I told my mother, and I'm a father, bro. I told my mother, happy Father's Day. And then when I realized what the fuck it was and tried to tell other brothers, they wanted to fight me, bro. Like, that's how deep the shit go.
And that's the brainwashing. we're being raised in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Like so the thing is, our boys never learn for generations now. Our boys have never learned how to be men. They never learned it. So take, for instance, CJ, guys like in your generation who never woke up. You're 30 years old and you woke up. Thank God. But what about the guys who didn't? They don't know how to be men. So what do they teach their sons? If the woman that they laid with, they had a kid with, allows them to see him. You see what I'm saying? And then you got people, the social media, they comment earlier saying that the only war that black men have is in their own mind. No, we have the entire U.S. government and you, black women. You have been taught to be against us. The sad part is most of you don't realize it, and the ones who do realize it don't care because you benefit from it. And you still, how we know you don't care, you still use that system against us when it suits you.
You see what Nurse Fancy said?
Let me say this real quick because at work. Let me say this real quick. At work today, somebody shooting dice. At work today, before we left out, I was telling everybody, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Hey, y'all have a good weekend. What y'all gonna do? Everybody told me, I'm gonna do this with my kids, this and nothing else. And one of the biggest dudes in there, bro, big old black dude, man, got up out of his chair. Man, bro, man, I'm anxious, man. I can't wait to get to the movies this weekend. I said, what came out? He said, man, I'm trying to go see, what did he say? He trying to go see something. He said, last week, man, I went and seen Woman King. And I didn't say nothing. I said, how was it? Man, best move I ever seen in my life, bro. Man, they did that, bro. Them women was off the chain. So I started talking to him, guys. And I was like, yeah. I said, man, who you went seen it with? Oh, my mama.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I said, oh, okay. She enjoyed it. You know me. I'm a dig. I said, your mom enjoyed the movie? Yeah, she enjoyed it. Oh, okay. I said, did your daddy go? Oh, no, my dad ain't in my life, man. I said, oh, okay. So in my head, I already know you was raised by a single mom, right? You in the movie theater with your mom. You ain't got no wife, no girlfriend, no fiance, no nother, right? But the only date you have is your mom taking your mama to the movies, right? And so I began to talk to him more. And then he said, man, the women on the movie, man, it show you how strong black women are, man. Man, it made me appreciate my mama more. And at that point, I was just, you know me, I ain't never speechless. I couldn't even.
Man, did you tell him that's the idea?
I couldn't say. I was just shocked to hear this man say that. Oh yeah, man, it made me appreciate my mama more, man. My mama a fighter just like the women was back in the day, man. Blah blah. So I said, I couldn't say nothing about that. But I was like, so what about your pops? He said, man, my mama. In the first line, I already knew. Man, my mama said my dad ain't shit. I said, have you ever met him? I seen him a couple of times when I was about 6 or 7 years old. Other than that, my mama kind of kept me away from him because she said he was kind of a weirdo. Okay.
And look at what that young man missed out on. He never knew his father.
Nope.
All on the word. What does that mean? He's a weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All on the word of a woman. And the worst thing she could say about him is he's a weirdo.
What does that mean? Yeah. Did he say?
It doesn't mean.
I've seen this multiple times.
It doesn't mean anything. It just means she kept that boy out of the father's life out of spite.
Yep.
And like I said, you guys know how I feel about women who do that. Ladies, if you do that, I hope you burn in 7 hells. 7.
The completion.
Okay? Yeah, not concurrently either. Not all at the same time. You're gonna take your time getting that. One after the other.
And I want to kick a shout out to Miss Nurse Fancy because she just got married. Mrs. Nurse Fancy gave $10 super chat. Miss Nurse Fancy, thank you so much. I'm gonna give you something real special for that, Miss Fancy. I appreciate you for supporting the channel. Let me see what I'm gonna give you tonight. Let me see. Give me. I don't know which one I want to do. Okay, I'll do Loose Foot Annie tonight for you. Loose Foot Annie.
Hey, feel I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Feel I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember.
All right, thank you so much, Mrs. Fancy Earth, for your $10 super chat. But guys, that video was when he said on the video about the Martin Luther King thing, I knew that was true, because even if you're looking for the ghettos, look for the Martin Luther King sign. If you want to look for the hood, that's where it is. Brother Bennett, what do you got for the video and your perspective on what you've been hearing so far?
Well, I think it certainly touched on what I've been saying all night. It's been coming from multiple sides and in waves throughout history how this is done. So when you hear people in these spaces either ignore it or they just don't, we can't even come to a consensus in our in these spaces in terms of, yes, we can all acknowledge that this is where it is. Now what do we do about it? But it's always like, if you talk about it too much, then it's a victim thing. Or if you or for those who are in position, I think part of the issue as well is that compared to civil rights movements of old, those with influence aren't necessarily engaged anymore. It's almost like now the battle seems to be basically make your money and get out, more so than operating as a collective. That seems to be more so, what it is. If you are able to be successful in the system, then do for self, maybe help someone else who wants to get out. But we don't have that sense of a collective anymore to really address a lot of these issues. The only thing I found somewhat a problem with, which I brought up earlier, was, again, he started to say at the end, and I don't know if the pictures on the screen, if those were targeted or not, he pointed out, he said some gay individuals who were somehow leading the effort. Now, I know he was like pointing out like Puff Daddy and just the different people is I don't know if that's what he's implying, but he definitely seems to say, given all that history and everything that went on, that it seems like in recent times it's been this gay agenda that's been, apparently there's some powerful Black people, either men or women, in these positions who will push this up. I know you got guys like Lee Daniels out there, but I don't know exactly who he was pointing to, or where he can corroborate. The other things he was showing early on that could be certainly corroborated, but I just wasn't sure about that last point. But like I said earlier, I think that I think we're overblowing this a little bit, but I think it's going to be overblown given our numbers, given our percentages, and given the as Dusto was saying earlier, the fact that the guardrails have been off. If someone sneezes at us, we seem to get pneumonia. So it was very powerful in terms of the presentation overall. But I thought it got a little conspiracy oriented towards the end. It's like if you're calling some people out, I don't know who exactly you're calling out, because I didn't get in the images that he was showing. I don't know why were you showing them when you were bringing up the points that you were making. I didn't get.
Now we'll say this: we have seen Lil Wayne and Baby kissing. We have heard stories of 50 Cent saying that that Diddy was hitting on him and trying to take him shopping for clothes. I ain't trying to laugh. I'm trying to be serious right now. Trying to take him shopping for clothes and all this other stuff. But I don't know if anybody ever seen it. It went viral. There's this guy that was a rapper. They were sitting in a barbershop. And he said that when you get into the music business, they going to introduce every man to the penis. And he said, when you go in, he said you have to watch your drinks, and they'll say, hey, we'll sign you to a deal, multi-million-dollar deal tomorrow. He said they'll pass by and just spray something in your drink, or drop something in your drink. You'll go up there, pick it up, and drink it. He said when you're unconscious, those men will run a train on you. They'll record it, and the next day, while you sitting in that room to sign those papers, they're gonna give you a bullshit ass deal, and they're gonna tell you, you're gonna take this bullshit ass deal, or we'll release this video.
So one of the things I'm kind of like with Mr. Bennett when it comes down to this, because we are the poster child for all these different conspiracies, right? All you got to do now is just look at what the rappers are right now. They're not even, there's no conspiracy with it. Last week we just showed, or was that this week? Was that Tuesday? We just showed there was an outright gay rapper with fingernails and everything.
Yep.
That guy was a rapper.
Yep.
We got rappers right now wearing dresses.
What happened? The thing that was a rapper?
Yeah. He was a rapper. Look, and I'm talking about heterosexual men listening to this rapper. Yeah, he a rapper. That's what it is. They are too. The girls that was on there with him, that's City Girl. That's the getting flued out and all these other sayings. That's who's doing all of this.
What did he rap about?
So, oh, man. Black man, pull it up.
I'm pulling. Give me a second. I'm working
whoa. You talking about the guy who's sitting on the couch with that woman with the fucking Freddy Krueger?
All the nails with the yes.
He's not a rap. Is he?
He is a rapper.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, he ain't the only one. It's a Louisiana rapper. It's a couple of Louisiana rappers that dress like that. What's that dude named Big something? Somebody in the chat go.
That dress like that. It's more than one of them.
It's a guy. It's a Louisiana rapper right now that is on all kind of platforms right now. BET, all of that.
What you talking about? What?
They rappers.
Yeah, they rap.
These guys are rappers.
I'm gonna show you Young Thug first. And this was Young Thug on his album cover, right here. Here we go.
Yeah, that one's bad. That's
Young Thug.
That's Young Thug.
Get the fuck out of here. It is?
Yes.
Yes. He's
Yes.
I hope he don't get out.
I've been seeing all this stuff since 2012. This ain't nothing new.
Then you got the other guy that did the whole thing. What's his name? He just flamboyant with it. He out cold with it right now. The dark skinned guy, the young what's his name? Straight up. He did the little country song.
Rub my heart to the old time road.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Lil Nas
X. Exactly.
Lil Nas X, he's straight up, and he has videos of him tongue kissing other men. He was on the MTV Awards doing all kind of risque stuff.
I can't take it.
This is not so. We don't have to revert back to the guys in that was rapping in the 80s and the 90s for a conspiracy. Damn the conspiracy! It's right in our face now. We don't need the conspiracy.
Do you think it might? Do you think it's in part women led in that? Yeah. Like we said earlier, women follow Lil Nas X and whatnot, and therefore the men didn't follow after that.
No, it's the gay men. It's not the women. It's the gay men.
But the women support it.
But then how did heterosexual guys start listening to it?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
They're supporting big now because
they're being raised by mamas that listen to it. You got to understand, bro. Most of these mamas are still listening to rap. I'm talking about new stuff.
Now, did you see? Let me ask you this: did you see Lil Nas X come to the awards with a pregnant prosthetic stomach put on his body? He was walking around like he was pregnant, like he about to have a baby.
It's on one of his EP covers. That same one, yes. He has it on. You can pull that up right now.
Yeah, man.
Where he's sitting there with a prosthetic on. I'm talking about the cover, the EP cover that he has. So we get hit from all sides, but man, one of the things that we have to actually attack, that we can attack, is this whole thing when it comes down to us having this shit pushed down our throat. We got to start speaking up against this shit.
All right,
it's not going to go anywhere.
Tez, what you got to say
It's
about
not.
all this shit?
Yeah, what's up, Tez? My bad, bro. What's going on, man?
Going on, y'all? How the panel doing tonight?
Good, man. Good to see you, bro.
Going on, my Tennessee brother.
Yes, so man,
hold on before you go, Tez. Look at this, y'all. Here go Lil Nas X says he's pregnant.
I don't want to see that. God damn.
That's it right there. So we ain't got to go back to the conspiracies of 90 rappers that are 53 and 54 years old now. It's right in our face. Ain't nobody fighting against that.
All right, go ahead, Tez, and then we're going to get my boy Information Man in the building tonight. What's going on, my boy? All right, Tez, go ahead.
Doing fine, brother.
Information Man, get in on this.
All right. So first off, man, I seen the video, powerful video. Um, it was spoken to a way that a lot of people don't get a chance to see, and I think a lot of the men on this panel feel the same way. That's exactly what it is. And speaking on this, I had an example in my own life of the brainwashing of a mother to their children. I had an uncle-in-law that was, let's say, a little. He wasn't manly. He wasn't LGBTQ A B C D E F G or nothing like that. But he wasn't a man's man, as we would say. And his wife, my auntie, was an alpha woman, as they would say.
Oh God!
So I watched this man get physically, mentally, emotionally abused for years.
Wow.
Like I'm talking about, we'll be at the family barbecue, and if he mess her plate up, she just smack him in the back of the head, like in front of everybody. So one day he decided to stand up for himself. And he didn't touch her. All he did was, woman, get out of my face. She called the kids. Right. She called the police. The kids, these grown boys, 19, 25, and 27, came running after their mom. Now, these weren't his kids. He married this woman with 3 kids that wasn't his. He took them into their house. He took them into his house. He fed them. He clothed them. He took them to their baseball, basketball practices for years. And mama made one phone call that, hey, he threatened me. And they jumped him.
But kind of lost man that last one, bro. I'm sorry.
Everybody, listen.
You had. I think everybody with you to that last point.
Everybody be gone. Ted, tell me. Everybody be gone.
Mandrell.
Everybody here, as ungrateful as that is, you got to go.
You got to go.
Mandrell,
all of y'all got to go.
When we heard the story, because you know how families is, everybody started talking.
It's self-defense.
When we heard the story, we thought this brother was in jail for assaulting her. He was in jail because the auntie made the children go in on the story that she had, that he was physically assaulting her.
And they lied on him.
Yes.
Now think of how betrayed that man felt.
Exactly. But see, this is
they
what
were never
we
on his
talk
team,
about.
though. Again, he's the stepdad.
Mr. Bennett, that's the point. But look at all of the sacrifices and I'm going back to the man, the attack of the black man. But the point of that is, when you don't even have backup in your own home, where else can you go to get it? When you have taken this woman on with her 3 adult sons, well, they were teenagers when he married her, and you done raised them that whole time, and they come after you, where is your defense? So when we talk about,
I'll show you mine. Shit. Pow, 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 pow. Oh, it's over for me. You put your hands on me, you're gone.
Right. Now,
Not about
Ted,
6 of them.
The thing is, Ted, I do not advocate for men hitting women at all. However, ladies, that's how you get hit.
Man, what?
That's how you do it.
But
no, ungrateful stuff like that.
If you call your kids to jump me, next Saturday there's going to be a funeral.
It's simple. As soon as they leave, here's the thing.
Simple.
Your sons can come beat me, come jump me. But as soon as they leave, ain't nobody in this house but me and you.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a funeral.
Somebody's going to be using some goddamn balloons.
JT,
You ain't gonna
JT,
be picking on urns.
What she's not thinking about is you got to sleep next to me, and that's what you do.
Now, Mandrell, I got
you
one
still
for
got to
you.
sleep in the same bed with me. That's what you're doing.
So before
Tez, here's the. Go ahead.
Before we let information man go, because I know he's finna drop some dimes off the table. But I want you guys to. You seen Young Thug? You seen Little Nas X? But I want to show you something.
No more, man. No more.
This is Zaya Wade. I'm sorry, Dewayne Wade's son.
Oh,
God
damn.
And it looks just like him too. Shame.
Yep.
Look at JT can't even handle it. JT, you all right? I'm seeing your face in the corner.
Dewayne.
This is Zaya. Her name is Zaya.
I have lost so much respect for that man and his wife. I can't. It's just
his husband. Continue.
Facts.
Okay, information man. What are your thoughts on the picture and what you heard so far in the show? Go ahead, information man.
Right.
You got the floor.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going
on, brother?
You know, all this stuff has been going on and speeding up since the very beginning. This was always the agenda. It's nothing new. This started back. This was going on 67. It all was coming to a steam to where we are today. And I said this on your channel once before. Yeah. I believe it was on your channel that I believe that our women, black women, talking about the black community, are a big contributor to making this lifestyle acceptable. Men do not raise our boys and say, yes, we want our boys to be in this feminine type way. You have women who have gay guys as friends, right? It is the women that teach the gay guys how to do makeup and clothing. It is the women that gay guys or guys who transition to be transgender, transsexual, they're immolating females, and females are the ones that are having a sisterhood with them, so to speak. So our women are contributing to this because if you think about it, Dewayne Wade's his sons, when he was with his first wife, and we know that there was a whole battle there with his wife.
Right.
What we failed to realize, gentlemen, as we were talking about, well, his wife is trying to get the bag on him. His wife never liked Gavial. His wife never approved. If you ask his wife right now, does she approve of her son being that way? She doesn't approve of that. She's had issues with Gavial. He didn't start doing this stuff until he had Holly Weird in his house, or he married Holly Weird, and you know who I'm talking about again.
Exactly. Yes.
Once you bring in the Holly Weird and all those elements, now all of a sudden his son is being transformed into a girl, and then it's further being reinforced by society and other females that are saying it's okay if he wants to be like that. Let him express himself. You don't have men running around here saying it's okay unless they're men that are gay. You know, you've got women who are reinforcing this as being normal.
Would you say
it is not normal.
Would you say this is part of it? Look at this comment.
That's absolutely part of it.
Women, if you hear this all the time, when boys transform themselves in that way, it is females that will say, wow, she's gorgeous. It is females that will be willing to name them a girl name. And this is the weird thing about it, and black women and women in general better heed this. You think that people of the alphabet community are your friend. They want what you want. They want to get you out of the box and get the men for themselves by using you as part of the front. I heard this. Look, a transgender person said this, Black Man Unfiltered. Hey, with messing around with us, you don't have to worry about the concern of pregnancy. But with the real biological woman, you got to concern yourself with pregnancy and child support. They are trying to get us to function in that way. Remember Dewayne when he was on Big Brother or whatever show, and that transsexual, whatever it was, tried to kiss him and hug him. And he said, no, I don't rock that way. What happened in our society? Everybody raked him under the coals and called him a transphobic. And he said, wait a minute, I like biological women. This is the hypocrisy of the LGBTQ community. They say that their flag represents everyone to be free to be who they are, right? But if I, as a heterosexual person, say I want biological women, I have the right to express my heterosexual desires, right? These alphabet groups will come down on me and call me homophobic and all of that. But wait a minute, you're hypocrites. You want me to agree and give you the right to be who you want to be with. But when I want to exercise my right as a heterosexual man, then there's something wrong with me. And so you saw that with Dewayne. He got raped over the coals. He got raped over there. Our women should have came to his defense and said, you're damn right he likes biological women. You're damn right that's the way it's going to be. But instead, my man and gentlemen, you got some of our women that are jumping on board with the agenda to reinforce the bullshit. And then this is where you get the toxic masculinity terms coming from, right? That term was never used nobody was using that term in the past until this whole gender stuff come out. Then you have 3 black women that were lesbian who created an organization called Black Lives Matter, which nothing but was a front to bring in the gay agenda off the backs of dead black men. Now you go to their website and they're talking about sexuality, this, sexuality, that. So it's a big problem. And this is what we got to do, men. We as black men need to continue using these mediums to push our agendas as to what it is to be a man, what it is to be a black man. We have to continue to push that agenda because we're getting pushback. So we got to push back as well. So this is very important to control the narrative. Constantly control the narrative. That means podcasting, that means YouTubing, whatever the hell you got to do. Another thing that we got to do, black men, and I challenge everybody on the panel because I do it. The first responsibility is our nephews, our sons, and things of that nature. We got to raise them and keep them and steer them away from the bullshit, right? Now, outside of your own sphere of your own family structure, if you are willing to do so, if you can't physically, support an organization that is about the building of black men. So there might be an organization like my man George Makem in Philadelphia who has Urban Nerds Worldwide. Support his organization. You get a tax write-off for that. Or get physically involved and join an organization like 100 Black Men or any organization that's doing the work with steering our black men into the right rites of passages, right? And if you can't do it, you don't have the time, maybe donate a little bit. Because there are organizations out here that are making a difference and steering our young men in the right direction. The problem is we never hear about it. It's not plastered on the news because they don't want the positive, empowered black man to be the narrative. They want us to look at Lil Nas X as the new example of a black man. And then we'll have women that will tell us, come on, get with the times. Hell no, I'm not getting with the times. Right. Now, I'm going to end here. Look, put that picture back up here, Black Man Unfiltered. This is the scary thing about it, gentlemen. One night I was on the internet doing some research. This shit is going to scare the hell out of you. Do you know that they're already in the laboratories medically are trying to figure out if they can put a woman's womb into a transgender person for that to be the first transgender person to have birth of a child? They're already working on this shit.
Yeah, I read about that.
So what you're seeing on the screen with him, it's coming to a theater next to you. Okay?
Oh.
I'm going to end there. I'm going to end my plane there. This is some serious shit.
Yeah, information, man. To your credit, I have read about that, and that was something that was theorized. I remember reading about it when they was theorizing about a few years ago.
The first time I saw is that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Right. Yeah. But they're theorizing it back then. But I mean, of course, I never took it seriously. Right.
The article that I read, brother.
Now, now
it was beyond theory.
Yeah. I know it's beyond theoretical. Now they're actively working on it. They have techniques to do so, and now they're experimenting with those techniques to. And
I'm a warning to black women. They want the men that you want. So when you boot up with the alphabet group, at the end of the day, they want to knock you off the pedestal because they really want to replace you while you sitting up there training them and teaching them how to be a lady and how to do the makeup and all of that. They really want to replace you.
Oh, information man.
Happy Thanksgiving.
No, hold on.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Information man, they don't care. Here's the thing, information man. The reason why you have black women teaching them is, number one, they fell for the trap. So largely, this is their fault because I said before, our love for black women was our biggest weakness. So that when they went for our black women, that was it. It was over for us. So because that's where we were the most vulnerable. Once you separate the black man from black woman, it was done. Now, fast forward to the present day, black women have no pride in themselves. They have no love for themselves. If they did, they wouldn't tolerate this bullshit. I'm not saying step out against people who are gay, but you don't raise your kid to be one. Now, what Gabrielle Union did, in my opinion, is absolute foul. I think because that boy isn't hers, she led him down that direction.
And that's why the mother is very upset.
Right, and exactly.
The real biological mother is very upset.
Has never liked her.
Right.
Because Gabrielle Union has always said, it's okay, do it. It's okay. Hey, try this on. Try these heels. What do you think? You look so cute. Yeah, you're very attractive when you do that.
That's why they had her sign and that's why they had her sign an NDA.
Right, but Dewayne Wade, if you look at Dewayne Wade, Dewayne Wade is not comfortable with. He's never been comfortable with himself. I think. Check this out. Just hear me out here. Putting on my clinician's hat. I think what Dewayne Wade has done to his son is really a projection of what he really wants to be.
Yep.
You hear what I'm saying?
It is.
Yeah. And if you go back to the episode of I am.
Excuse me for yelling, but that's how I am when I get
passion. So if you go back to I Am Athlete and you look at I Am Athlete, Dewayne Wade looks at the camera and says, I'm supporting my son. However, when I was a kid, I wore my sister's clothes, my sister's heels, and I got that beat out of me. I got my ass beat.
Yes, good.
So he wanted to be in women's clothes. He just beat it out.
No, he didn't. They didn't beat it out of him. It was.
It's just.
I'm gonna damn sure try.
Which is just like when you raise a son, right?
The point is, can you truly raise, or is this in? I mean, that's a whole other debate over is this is nature versus nurture, or is it a combination of both?
Well, it's just.
He didn't get it beat out of him. That's who he was.
Right.
It's
just like when
J. Edgar Hoover was doing the same thing. So
yeah, he was. J. Edgar Hoover was doing the same thing.
Let me just make this last point here.
Information Man had a beautiful point. All women, listen, they coming for you. Like this one right here. That's a whole man.
No, it's not.
That's a man.
It
is a man.
That's a man.
The more realistic that they can make, the more it's like this. The more that the technology and health can enhance the looks of these transgender individuals to make them look more and more like a woman. And if they're experimenting with them being able to have a child in the womb, then you know that they are your competition, sisters. Don't get it twisted. That's what their real goal is, to replace you. Without all the probability of getting pregnant or all the things that you say men stress about. And argue about the paying child support. Yep. They want to be the alternative to that. Believe it. And let me make this last point here. Yeah. It's just like when you raise a son, and let's say your son becomes a great basketball player or football player, and maybe you didn't make it to the pros, right? But sometimes we'll live vicariously through our kids as they are ascending to a certain level of success that we never achieved. The same thing happened with Dewayne Wade with his son. He really deep down wanted to be like his son, a girl, and so he's living it through his son. That's what's going on.
Yep, that's Dewayne Wade's son.
Why do you keep putting this shit up on the screen, man?
I really don't want to look at that, man.
That's
him. What's wrong with you? You like seeing that shit?
No, I just
the world. Oh, okay, then stop it.
If nobody knew who that was, they would say the world needs to see it.
Let's keep it real, gentlemen. If we didn't know that was Dewayne Wade's son, we all believe that it was a girl. Let's just keep it real.
Exactly.
Right. So he has to point it out.
JT, guess what?
Tell him to Google it.
Mandrell, if you and JT walking through the mall and she passed by y'all would know this was a man.
I wouldn't care.
Let's keep it real
now.
Let's keep it real. Yes.
You wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be looking at it anyway. I'm in a relationship.
Okay, nigga,
you're gonna have a lot more men.
But wait a minute. Even when you're in a relationship, you know that you still look. Come on now. Let's stop it here.
I mean, but still, I'm just saying. I don't want to look. Listen, the bullshit's going too far, man. Listen. But man, why you bring me on this subject? I don't know. You know how. Never mind. I don't want to offend anybody.
A lot of us gonna be playing. Some of y'all gonna be playing the crying game. That wasn't
right. Exactly.
That's coming up.
Information
Forrest Whitaker.
Hey, I'm sorry, brothers. It's a scary world we're in.
Information man, do you agree with me? I say that black women have no pride in themselves. They don't love themselves. They don't love black men. They don't love the black community. They are failures and they have sold us out. if they did care, they wouldn't tolerate this bullshit. They would be lockstep with us trying to stop it.
Not all.
But this is where
not all, but the vast majority.
I would say
that should never be an argument.
I would say honestly, I would be very careful to say all, my brother. I would say there are some that don't care about us, and there's some that do care about us that are sick of what's happening, but their voices are being drowned out because the ones that are projecting this and putting it up on a pedestal, their voices are most being heard. You see it on YouTube all the time, where you got women on YouTube talking about divest from black men and kill black babies. You know who I'm talking about now. Let's not play around. Getting on Fox Soul even saying it. Right. Fox Soul is promoting this individual.
and they use an incompetent black man, a transformer as our representative. That's what we're dealing with, bro.
No. Worse than that was the example. I forgot who was saying it, telling the story about the woman who had them stepsons to go beat up the dad.
That was Ted.
Yeah, Ted.
Yeah, what that is there was one clown, the woman. She went and reproduced and made 3 more of those things. No, I'm dead serious. Like, people talk, oh, in the future, we got black hope. The community gonna save us. The black gonna get it together all of a sudden. Like, no. Everything that you do, one of the best, most of these women that are destructive have kids.
Right.
Multiple kids. What are they teaching them to do?
They're coming on the screen, bro.
I got a little girl ask me one time, waiting in line at the pharmacy, "Are you a real girl?"
Shit.
Shit. Now, as a black woman, Miss She said, how does that make you feel? Why are you not as outraged? Why am I more outraged than you? They're Xing you out, black women.
I'm gonna tell you that one. Miss She said she be on their ass.
Yeah, I feel Miss. Fair enough. Hold on, I'll give Miss She said some grace then.
That's the reality that we're going into, gentlemen. Where you may have to ask, you may have to figure out, is this a real woman or not? This is where the technology is going.
They're Xing the black.
That's why they got to bring That's why they got to bring their 3rd grade pictures.
It might get to a point.
Bringing 3rd grade pictures.
It might get to a point where you need to see medical records on the women that you're dating. You need to see birth certificates and shit like that. I mean, I know it sounds crazy what I'm saying.
Right, you're right.
No, it ain't.
Before you have sex, you better say, "Let me see your birth certificate first."
Listen, it's the new game, but let's not lose sight of the fact that the old game is still going on also. So I mean, again, just like that video said, none of those methods or techniques have necessarily been removed from the situation.
Okay,
they're still there. They're just adding on to it. Like I said, the fact that you got Flint water system, what is that doing to the population there in terms of the lead poisoning and whatnot? What's going on mentally there? What's happening in Mississippi right now?
Yep,
killing them.
When you got ex-athletes,
thank you,
extracting millions of dollars that's supposed to go to the poor. You got the poor state in the country,
and they have the same problem.
And they got no water.
Yeah, and they have the same problem that Flint does with the water down there.
That's what I'm saying. So again, it's just one more in the line. But I still don't want all the energy going to this is the latest and greatest. But let's not forget about the ones that are still happening.
And let me say this as well. Ladies, y'all think it's a game when y'all laughing and think it's kikiing. These women are trying, like Information Man said, these women are trying to take y'all place, right? And they're trying to negotiate with these men. Like you have men like Malik Yoba and the guy from Family Matters. And it's okay to date a trans woman because they're trans women. And now he just put a whole nother perspective saying these women say, I can't get pregnant. I do got a vagina. I got my dick cut off. I do have a vagina. You can beat me down all night. Ain't got to worry about no babies. You ain't got to wear no condoms. You ain't got to do nothing. Just beat it up. But women, but since y'all laughing, I got something for y'all
Ease
too.
up, black man. God
no,
damn.
I'm just saying what it is. Women, I
That's
got
the
something for y'all ass too. If y'all want to laugh, this right here, y'all gonna be out on a date with him, and this a whole woman. This a female.
No,
wow.
Yep. This is a female.
So that's not a legitimate man right there.
That is a female.
Who changed herself into a man, or what we think is a man.
Yep, that's a
oh
female.
My God. So ladies, oh my God.
You see it? That is a female. And guess what? This female right here, Her name is, well, now his name is Brian Michael Smith. If you Google
Wait,
Brian
you went
Michael,
through all of that bullshit just to name yourself Brian.
Now watch this. Let me help you. This is what
Dumbass.
Exactly. Let me read this to you. Michael Brian Smith. Let me read this. It says he's known for being on TV shows like Queen Sugar, The L Word Generation, 911 Lone Star,
Sugar.
Chicago PD, Homeland on HBO. But listen, he was raised on the east side of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Let's go through this, but I want to get to the athletic side. With the support of his close-knit family, he and his mother spent his early years living with his aunt, cousins, and adopted brother. Although assigned female at birth, he identified and perceived as a male throughout his childhood. He challenged pressures to conform to his assigned gender role through performance and athletics. Now watch this. While attending Ann Arbor Pioneer High School, he played defensive end and fullback and was all-state. Let me read it to you again. He played defensive end and fullback and was all-state on the boys football team during the fall and set records in shot put and pole vaulting on the girls track and field team. So he played for both sides. He played football in the fall, and he did track, and then he played with the girls.
Well, that's
and guess how many women in the chat room might have thought that was a real man that you showed on that? That picture.
They probably said, "Look at that nigga." If I ain't say nothing,
right. You shouldn't have said anything, Black Man Unfiltered, to see how many sisters would be that would go for it.
That's
here's the thing. As far as
the world we living in, world class.
Hold on, stop, slow down, because you just glossed over some shit that you shouldn't have, and that's going to be a problem. Because women are going to point out, well, look at how well she did in men's sports. It was fantastic. So that proves that women can do what men can do. So we should be able to slow down, ladies. This woman was clearly juiced up to the nines. Okay.
Yeah.
When you have the nutty juice in your
family
system,
of money. Yeah, she
right.
came from a family.
She came from a family of money.
She came from a family of money. Yeah.
She came from a family of money, and they had all kinds of PEDs that helped her out. Okay, that's what caused her to grow taller. Okay, that's what gave her her masculine musculature.
Yeah,
but this is the thing also.
Those people usually die about 30 years old.
No, hold on. This is the thing also. How many of them is actually walking around in America? How many of those are walking around opposed to how easy is it to get a man to transform into being a woman than it is a woman transforming into being a man? Do you know the effort that it takes to do what that person did? That is an effort that a woman, all you got to do is get shit cut off and altered to be a woman as a man. It took that person to still go to the gym, take all kind of other nutrients and all kind of things like that. That was years and years.
He probably took male hormone therapy and all that stuff.
Yeah, male. But I'm saying they still had to work out. He still had to work out in order to compete. The thing is this: you still have to compete. How many of those are walking around in America and have to have a burdens of competing with other men? There's not a lot of them. You ain't gonna have a lot.
Let me say this real quick, guys.
It's the economics alone that's not gonna happen, because who has the money to do that?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Which is to go to say, like, all the stuff that people talking about transforming, only those with money who can do this.
Well, hold on now.
So it's not gonna be many of us.
Whoa. Insurance companies are paying for this shit now. I can show you my insurance, I can show you my job's insurance benefits right now. They pay for sex changes.
Well, veterans is doing it. Veterans is doing it.
Hey, don't lie on us like that.
Black Man Unfiltered. Let me lay something on everybody on the panel that's gonna blow them away. Let me let y'all know something that's gonna blow you away.
Go ahead.
In California, where I live at, in the prison system, and I know this intimately, if you were taking hormones and changing your sex on the outside, it doesn't matter if you committed a crime. Once you come into the prison system, and if you were under a doctor's care or some care with the hormone therapy and all of that, even after you've committed a crime and broke the laws, the state of California prison system will still uphold your transitioning therapy to maintain the ability to become a transgender, transsexual, whatever. And then a lot of these individuals in the joint, they get very upset when you do not call them by their given female name that they want to give themselves. So how you get around what it is that you can still call them by the male name based on what's on their records, right? It's the way you do it. Right. So even in my work capacity, we go through training about how we're supposed to deal with people of that ilk within the prison environment. I work in mental health. And I said, and I think it's a damn shame that as a taxpayer that I'm paying for someone who committed a crime just because they still were being seen by a doctor to maintain their hormone therapy towards this transition. This is what happens in California in the prison environment.
Now, information. Let me add this to you. There's this talk show. This lady called into the talk show. She said, I have a question. I need some advice. The host said, okay, sure, go shoot. She said, my husband and I have been married for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
We want to have children, but we haven't been able to conceive a child. She said, my husband has been going to the doctor to get his sperm checked, to get his health checked. He believes it's him and not me. But what he does not know, and what I did not tell him, is that I was born a male.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my
They've
goodness.
been married for 3 years. She got the whole sex change, the whole surgery, everything. He wants a child. She cannot give him a child. And she's asking advice how to tell him.
Gentlemen,
the host told her. The host said, get a priest, a police officer, and a doctor, because you're gonna need all three of them when you tell him.
It's time to start checking these birth certificates. It's time to start checking all kind of medical records before you lay down, before you marry somebody, because you could be married 30, 40 years to somebody and they could have been a man or anything else. This is a crazy Frankenstein world that we're living in. Damn it. I'm serious, man. You got to start checking, brothers.
I want to ask the panel. If you were married for 3 years and your woman told you, Mandrell, JT,
man.
I was born. I'm sorry, baby. It's something I need to tell you after 3 years. I know you've been banging it up. But
oh my
I was
God.
born a man. What?
And you've been banging it up for years. Oh my God.
What will happen next?
What's gonna happen next is I'm gonna call my
Hank, what will happen next? Hank, I want to hear Hank. What will happen next?
Go ahead, Hank. Go ahead.
Give us a big one.
Damn. Whoa.
You better get right with the Lord. You gotta get right with the Lord, baby.
Oh my God. I want to throw up.
You got to end him.
Man, I want to throw up.
Because nobody can know that, Hank. Like nobody can know that story. Nobody can know that.
Nobody can know that,
you
man.
Got to go.
Depend on where you are.
He got to go. Hank.
He said, hold on. Hey, information. Nobody
can know that.
So
but check this out, brother Hank. By the time that happens, you didn't fall in love with him. You didn't fall in love with this person.
You didn't fall in love with the man. You
That's the other ranch in it.
JT, what's next, JT? You didn't fall in love with the man.
No, think about it, JT.
No, it's gonna get out because I'm gonna make that thing life very miserable. It's a done deal. You done had me connect with your
with a man.
You still gonna hit it though,
boy. Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you right
now. But you in love? You was in love for 30 years, JT.
I'm gonna write a book about it. Shit, I gotta get something out of this.
Write a book,
man. Ain't no way.
Oh my God!
Hold on, y'all. I want to see.
Wait. Let's get Tez and CJ. Look at Tez and CJ in this. Like,
hold on,
the dying.
Look, let me show y'all something.
Look at Noble.
Oh, you should capture that. That's gonna be the next. Put that in with the Freezy clip and with the CJ clip right there.
Oh my God!
Right.
Oh my God!
That's gonna be the least.
The world class Noble. Peace to you, brother.
Oh my goodness. So, hold on. Who was gonna ask? Who's asking? Tez. What's up, Tez? Your wife tell you, "Hey, Tez, I was born a man."
Oh my God.
Jesus fucking Christ!
And you 3 years in.
And you only 3 years in, but you've been deep in the ass for 3 years.
Oh, Man, hey, man.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
That's
wow.
That's hard.
And throwing
there.
there.
You know what? It is gonna be hard.
Throw in there. He was the best you ever had.
Oh my God.
The best.
Y'all
wow.
Y'all sleeping.
Oh,
the best ever.
Hey, Ted, best head you ever had in your life.
I bet it is. She got to overcompensate. But
I'm beating her whole family up. I'm beating everybody that been to the barbecue.
I'm with JT.
Everybody went bowling with us. I'm beating them all up. Everybody getting beat up.
But JT, when you done beating them up, all they gonna say is you still gay.
Yeah, beating the whole family up, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
He be like, hey man,
you might be tempted just to keep it going.
Hey man,
keep it going.
I ain't gay.
So I'm gonna hold on. Information, man.
You fucking man.
Hey, cool, Lord. So, hey, look. So I'm gonna ask world class. I'm gonna ask world class. Hold on, y'all. Let's get world class to floor. World class.
Jesus Christ!
3 years in, she done had all the surgeries. You beat that thing up, boy. Best
Relax.
Best head you ever had. You kissed in the mouth.
Oh my God!
3 years straight.
I'm gonna drop down, bro. This is ridiculous.
I know. I'm man.
World class. What you doing, bro?
My stomach hurts.
It's no way I'm gonna get that far, that long. How do you not know? You only doing anal this whole time?
No, you know they got
no.
surgery.
This is a person who's had a sex change.
A sex change.
That's
complete
not
sex change.
Real. It's no way.
But you wouldn't know that, brother.
You also you have.
I've had a tremendous amount of vagina in my life. I'm pretty sure I would know a vagina from Mattel.
Wait a minute. Do you know that the way the surgical technology has gotten to the point where they can make it look like a legitimate? No, you may say no, but that's what the technology's gotten.
This is what I know. This is what I know. I know
the
how.
reason saying no is because I showed them the entire surgery one night behind the scenes. They saw it in live and living color.
Okay, I want to throw up.
The reason you can't Mattel can't make a Ferrari, and it's just certain things about how the vagina is. I've had a lot of it, and it's no way they can. You're not gonna get it.
Yeah,
right.
It's just, unless it's some, some
you can tell the difference in something real versus something fake.
80-year-old.
You're not gonna be able to get. So like after the first time, you knew it, and you were just hoping you got away with it. So you can't really beat the family up when he tell you here, man. So I'm good.
Like, what is all this lubricant? If I was in
a situation, I would grab whatever chick in his family got braids, choke him to death with that, throw him out the window.
Oh God.
Take a razor and shave all his skin off. That's what I would do.
That's like that's a horror story.
Yeah, so y'all basically,
that's after going out that window.
Basically, y'all gonna be, on y'all anniversary, y'all gonna have a shirt on that say King. She gonna have a shirt on that say King. Hey, listen, Ted's got something he want to say.
Kings with an S on it.
Y'all
Kings.
get this woman king out of this motherfucker, man.
And that's the real woman king.
Then you gonna go to jail. You gonna go to jail with more.
I'm his.
Oh my God, he showed up!
Oh,
Go ahead, Ted.
wow.
Yeah,
so
I have a t-shirt.
Yo, I wanted to make one point right quick, and I'm gonna drop down.
Okay.
Look, I don't know if you all have heard of this channel called Jubilee. Jubilee has a series called Middle Ground. I watched this, and this episode was about trans men versus conservative men. I want each and every one of you guys to look this up on YouTube. It's 45 minutes long. In this, you have a debate between men that were born men and women that transition as to men. Those men that or women that transition to men are arguing their points to say, I'm just as much of a man as you are. I want y'all to watch this because every man on this panel right now is going to see those trans men talk in their mannerisms, and you gonna say, That's a woman. I would never treat you as a man in the streets because the way that they move, guys. I really want y'all to look trans men versus conservative men.
What's the name?
Middle ground.
I found it.
What's the
I
name?
found it on my phone.
Trans men.
Conservative men.
Middle ground.
Is masculinity disappearing in America?
I watched Tiz. I watched Jubilee too, man.
It's 45 minutes long.
Okay. It's on the Jubilee channel. Okay.
Yes, it's 45 minutes long. Watch it from beginning to end, and you see the difference between real men and men that have transitions. Look at the transition men mannerisms and how they talk. It's one brother, and I'm done with this, y'all. It's one brother. He is a Christian brother, and he said something. It didn't have nothing to do with religion, but his point was, if I seen you in the street, I wouldn't recognize you as a man. And the reason why is because the way that you talk to me and the way that you act towards me, I already feel superior because I know that I am. You're pretending to be something I was born to be. Guys, I really want y'all to watch that, man. I watched it all the way through. I watched it with my brothers. I watched it with my pops. And it's one of the clearest realities I've ever seen to the difference of a man that was born that way and a woman that transitioned. That's all. I just wanted to bring that to y'all. Please watch it, review it, do whatever. But I want to say this, and I'm done. Somebody brought up the point of Sparta and how it relates to what we going through now.
Yeah,
it's so true, y'all. We the 300. When you look across from you, you look at the media. You look at the media. You said drop the link.
No, JT sent it to Rob.
Okay, but when you look at social media, when you look at music videos, when you look at everything, that's Persia.
Yep.
The guy that's on this panel that's talking right now, the platform that we have, we the Spartans, we the misogynists, we the kings, we the ones that everybody want to. Oh my God, that peasant country. Who cares? But it's a reason why they glorified to this day. Guys, everybody on this panel, men that's watching, they standing up against this. We might be part of that 300 right now. We might be part of that 300 one day. But the question is, do you be remembered like Leonidas? Or do you be one of the foot soldiers that got threw off that cliff that nobody ever remembers? That's all I got.
Right.
Or
hey, black man, pull up Tati Ra.
Yeah, Mike Truck.
Shout out to my co-host, man. You feel me?
Yeah.
Y'all niggas got me stressed eating. I ain't gonna say that lie.
Me too. No, but I was see he eating candy all fucking night.
What you say, JT? Put it in the back chat for me, brother.
I don't know if it should be candy.
Put it in the back chat for me.
I've been seeing snacking all night, man.
But that's the world.
Sweet now.
That's the world we. That's the world we living in today. I know we was laughing a lot, man, but that's the world we living in today, man. You really, back in the day, you could tell. You be like, oh yeah, that's a dude. But now, man, they carving them up so good now you can't tell.
You said carving them up.
You know they're to the point now.
I gotta listen. I still have to stop though. I don't know. I don't understand why this has been going on so long, right? So perfume and the cologne, a lot of times they use pheromones.
Okay.
And when they put this perfume and this cologne, like when these dudes put on perfume that's designed for women, it has this horrible smell.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. It's just it makes my stomach hurt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because it wasn't made for a man's PM or whatever you call that level. It's made for a woman's
not even
PM.
It's really just his pheromones. Like his natural pheromones react with their pheromones and create this weird smell. So I see a lot of ladies in the chat saying a certain thing. Men like me who can leave out here right now, find me 2 or 3 chicks this late. I can get a chick any day, anytime I want. I understand the chemistry with women. They can't fake it and lie to me. You can cut your body up all you want, but you can't change your genes.
Right.
And I can smell it. It's a horrible smell. It's like it's weird. It's not like a funk, but it's just like this off-putting
like a,
thing that just shouldn't be here. It's
yeah,
like a
yeah,
paste. Like it's weird.
It's thick. It's a thick smell too.
Yeah, it's really. It's like
And it's like
because they try to cover it.
Stepped on flowers or something.
So I've always known this, and my nose pick it up before anything else, and I'm like, what
Like
the
Gorilla Glue.
fuck is going on with this? So listen, it's definitely a way, and I get it that guys is thirsty. You see, and you see the regular makeup, but that's on y'all as women for putting on funeral makeup every damn day.
Very noble. All the women gotta do is just go into their natural state. It'll knock all that shit the fuck out.
I've said this before.
That's all they gotta do.
What makes more sense? You put on the makeup so your skin can look even and clear and hydrated. It makes more sense to get makeup or water. What's cheaper?
Right.
Okay. Why don't you just drink the damn water? Then you can save yourself some money. Then you can live longer. And then I don't know. Fuck it. Maybe
So y'all read this. Tahiti Ross says, "I know brothers would like to think they would know, but that's pure ego. This stuff is getting scary, and the precautions that may need to be taken is going to kill the thrill. Be safe, fellas."
Yeah, it is. That's a true statement. It is getting more scarier as the technology is getting more advanced. It will get to a point where, like I said again, you're gonna have to start looking at medical records to know what the hell you dealing with.
No, but she would. Whoever that was on some bullshit when they always try to use ego as specifically negative. First and foremost, the only thing that checks a man ego is another fucking man.
Yeah, right. But in terms of how dangerous it is out here to have these individuals, these transformer type individuals around you, and to the point where, like we said, would we have known that wasn't a woman when Black Man Unfiltered put up a couple of those pictures?
No.
Some of us maybe not, unless we were able to be there to see and be able to say, okay, this ain't what I think it is. Who knows?
Yeah, like
That's how dangerous it is.
Your foot
like a what, CJ?
World class. You would have known this was a man.
Your motherfucker.
Why you keep putting that up there, man?
Your
I told you. Why you keep putting that up there?
I got
look at her chin though.
You're traumatizing us, brother.
Yeah, for real.
Look at the toes. Your pinky toe big as hell, dude. What the fuck is this?
Masochist.
You got an extra large pinky.
It's bad, man. Information, man. Thank you for the information, bro, for coming in here, man. Listen, I want to get everybody final thoughts, man, so we can get up out of here. Tomorrow night, we got a show tomorrow. My guy, What We Know podcast. Where you go? Okay, he'll probably be back in a second. But I want to get everybody's final thoughts, man. So we'll start with Drelly, and then we'll move on. All right, here we go. Mandrell, what are your final thoughts?
Black women, shame on you for perpetuating this nonsense.
Amen.
And having such a lack of pride and joy in being beautiful as you are. They're trying to be what you are. They're trying to X you out. And they're doing it right in front of your faces. And the trip part of it is not only are you okay with it, but you're helping them. You know what I'm saying? You're helping them accomplish this. I don't understand it. I really don't. I'm not saying all, but some. And to the people of the LGBTQ community, stop taking this shit so far. You're gay, cool. I'm straight, cool. But you don't hear me running down the street saying I'm straight. You don't see me kiss my woman in the mouth all in public every 10 fucking minutes because no one needs to see that. Just like I don't need to see what you and your partner does. Extend me the same fucking courtesy. I mean, so you want equality, that's what it is. Learn to behave yourself. That I mean you go out and do what the fuck you want. And then get pissed at me when I tell you, hey, that's inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be gay, cool, whatever. That's your business. It got nothing to do with me. But black women, find however you find your pride in yourself, find it and cut the bullshit because you're helping them take it this far too. That's all I got.
Mandrell, tell them about your show on Wednesday, man. I want to make sure
my show's on Wednesday, Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu. I do it with my sister, who is my co-host, and Yeah, it's gonna be good. This week's gonna be pretty good. We got something interesting planned for this week and next week, especially. Next week, not this coming week, but the next week, we're gonna. I'm trying to have an all. My sister and I'm gonna try to have an all Latin panel.
Princess
And they're not
of
Latin, but Latin, white, and other cultures on there. And since they watch our platforms, Black people talk about relationships and stuff so much. What do they think? How does it contrast and compare to their dating experiences in their culture? What are the similarities and what are the differences? So
great idea, brother.
Yeah, not this coming week, but next week there's going to be that one. This coming week, I got something interesting for that one too. I mean, it's probably gonna freak my sister out because I got some surprises for her. But I'm a big brother. I've been teasing her whole life. She's used to it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for Mandrell.
They can kiss my delicious ass is what they can do.
Oh shit.
I'm about to die. That's so fucked up.
Hey, CJ, what are your thoughts? That Dre gonna kill me.
I was in the middle of breathing.
This nigga's gonna hunt you down and cut your tongue out. But yeah, I'm gonna always do this when Hink have to leave early, so I'm just gonna say it. Black men, protect yourself at all
times.
Because, bro, look, and I'm gonna say this too. The fact that women are supporting this, if you're a man that understands masculinity, you understand the roles, and you understand just the natural instincts that we have as men, you understand why women capitulate. That's what they're gonna do. That's just what it is. That's why you're supposed to be a leader. It's on us to lead. I know we got a hell of a task ahead of us. You know what I'm saying?
That's my niece.
Huh?
That's my niece in the background.
Oh, no, that was a chair. It's an old chair. You know what I'm saying?
It sounded like okay. Well, my niece, it was somebody else in there. You lying ass.
Nah, bro. Nah. But yeah, bro. Look, man. if you motherfucker, if you gonna speak up, bro, speak up. It's time out for being quiet. One thing I've done more of is share content creator stuff on my Instagram, Facebook, instead of just hitting the like button and comment. Actually share the content so we can get out there. Because Mr. Information Man mentioned earlier that there are women out here that are actually speaking up, but their voice is getting drowned out. So as our job as men, let's create the platform so they can speak. You know what I'm saying? If they're on that bullshit, we kick them out just like we do anything else. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just time for us to step in our place, bro. And I'm seeing us do it, so I'm not criticizing, but we got to go harder, bro. And we got to be unapologetic, and we got to be willing to take the bullets because that's what it takes, bro. It's no way around it. And
all right.
Y'all check us out tomorrow too, going live 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. The conversation is men stop being scared to take the loss. And this goes right with that. And the loss.
Hey, drop that brother's link in the chat room.
Appreciate that, man. Come check us out.
Subscribe to his channel.
In the back, CJ, drop that link in the back form.
I will. So, we having that conversation.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And one time on your way out, my brother.
Kiss my delicious ass is what they can do.
All right, brother. All right, give it up for my boy CJ. All right, Information Man in this thing.
What's going on?
All right, man.
What's going on
about it, brother? Come on.
No, I'm just going to keep it short. I really appreciate you letting me come up. Once again, I think the brother, he says some of the words I wanted to say, as well as Mandrell. I think at the end of the day, Black men, we need to definitely control the narrative as much as we can, use these social mediums, whatever we can, podcasts, video podcasts, everything that we have in our power to continue to change the narrative. And this is a warning, and I'm telling the sisters out there who are keying and he-keying with people who are changing their sex, and you think it's cute because you can party with them and you can say, go on girl with them and all that kind of stuff like that, and you think it's cute. At the end of the day, the ultimate goal is that they really want to be with masculine men. They want what you are able to attract. That's why they're emulating and trying to look like you. And therefore it opens up a gateway of danger. for you as well as it does for us, because we're living in a Frankenstein society. Black men, once again, I'm going to repeat those sentiments again. Protect yourself at all times. We may have to get to a point where you may have to find out the medical background of a female, particularly someone that you decide to lay down with and settle with in marriage or something of that nature. It may get to that point, maybe not our generation, maybe the next generation. So we better prepare our sons
exactly
and our daughters,
yes,
because what we're seeing right now, he put up the pictures, and some of us, we wouldn't know if that was a woman or not. We wouldn't know. If the technology has gotten it to that point right now, and we're in the year 2022, what is it going to be like in the year 2030, 2040, 2050? Some of us may not be alive to see that, but that's where it's going, to the point. And make sure you guys check out, what's that? There's a, that science where it's half man, half human, half machine. There's a term for that. There's a scientific term for that. That's another thing that is going to become part of the future. Machinery in our body to keep us living longer. So this is a Frankenstein science we got going on in American society, in the world, and you better prepare yourself for it. It's dangerous, and we need to prop up those women that are with us on this. We need to identify them, bring them on your shows, have them be interviewed, prop them up. The women that are against this Frankenstein world that we're in. So thank you, Black Man Unfiltered, for letting me say my piece here. It's very dangerous. Makes me want to throw up the things that we talked about earlier. My God, it's crazy.
Now I did put, while I'm doing this, I got something else for you before you go. But while I'm doing that, he did put that information in the back. But I got when you come in, you know for a fact I got to play your ancestors' information, man. You look just like
man, there you go, clowning me.
And listen to me. God walked down to the bandit city. He declared that he was the central man, and then he decided to destroy the land.
Man.
Hey, that's my great uncle on my father's side.
All right, well, yeah, he did put the information about information, man. When's your next show, bro, so we can support you, man?
This upcoming weekend, I always go live on Sundays on my show. Sundays in the evening time, 5:30 Eastern time, 4:30 Central time, 2:30 Western time. Okay. And then I have my other channel, the podcast channel, where I crank out content over there maybe every other night. So I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm stretching myself very far and thin, but I'm trying to keep it going. Okay. So I appreciate all the different
shows on Rap a few weeks back. Those were
I did a couple of shows, and then I had
those were brilliant, bro.
Really thank you, brother. That. And hey, I would say this tonight. I would love to invite everybody over to my channel and have a powwow like this.
Absolutely.
Even on a Saturday, a Sunday, whatever works for any of you, I would love it. And especially because Black Man Unfiltered, I have to get you on the channel because I definitely want to promote your channel to my audience.
Absolutely.
And have them get their butts over here because you're doing God's work over here.
Right.
So,
I appreciate you, man.
Peace to everybody. I'm gonna you can drop me down and I'll listen to everybody else's closing statements.
All right. Thank you so much. Information, man, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got the world class who almost passed out earlier. World class, what you got, man? What's your final thoughts, my brother?
Y'all stressed me out tonight. Y'all had me stressed eating. I don't think I ever ate online before. I had to eat my son pizza. That was him a lot of times you heard. I just want to start this off with saying I think light-skinned people are responsible for this. I want no evidence to prove it, but I just naturally blame y'all for shit until I figure it out. I used to be light-skinned when I was little. I know the meetings is on Tuesdays. Y'all trying to show the world I'm not tolerating it.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's I agree with a lot of the sentiments said. I'm always team shoo. And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to T.
Shoo gonna have a problem, man.
Man, Shoo, I'm telling you, everybody wants some Shoo, man. Hey, listen, world class, you might have to fight my son, bro. My 10-year-old, man. My 10-year-old, he in love with her, boy.
I fight children. Right. I'm about to suplex my son as soon as we done because he.
Oh
He confiscated my tablet. But you know, honestly, it's just like the brother just said, man. You got to pick up the sisters that's on some real stuff. And I be trolling all the time. But I think Shushu is really dope. There's a lot of women that's in this space is dope. We had a great show last week with right message, wrong target, where you got it was based off what Shushu said. You know what I'm saying? It's like women that are not feminists and not and it's based off what the live. She said it in the live on CJ Live. You know what I'm saying? Like we kind of need to find these feminists and find these divestors and have these talking points with them. You know, with them instead of like targeting Shushu and whooping on Shushu and family values and all of them. You know what I'm saying? These women that's not on the BS. And because we see today how important it is for family to be put together, you know, and kept together with real women, because we as men we got to work. You know, we men are people, we working. We're going to continue to work, so they're going to be in the hands of the women and the mothers, and we want them to be in good hands. So got to big them up. Show I have tomorrow night is a show called I gotta look Dominance and Submissive Relationship with Lexi Maxwell.
Okay.
Episode 1. So we're doing going over that relationship.
Yeah, Lexi was over here tonight. I saw her in the chat.
Yeah, she just came through.
Yeah.
Sweet up.
Shout out to Lexi.
Yeah, so we going over that conversation. I think it's an important conversation for like all married people and single people. So it's something I'm willing to do, meaning to do for a long time, and she's pretty great at it. So definitely gonna have her over. So I appreciate you having me up. Stressed me out tonight, putting up all those Transformers. And I don't know what the fuck you want to call them shits. And the little boy does.
And before you go, man, I'm gonna give you one more thing.
No, they can kiss my delicious ass is what they can do.
Oh my God.
Hey, but you know what, Noble? I want you to hear what you said once he said it. You said, well, why? Listen, just listen to yourself real close. You hear yourself in the background and shit was hilarious. Just listen to yourself. Here we go.
No, they can kiss my delicious ass is what they can do.
That's it.
Delicious. First of all, Noble said, but why is it delicious?
I can't breathe.
Oh,
y'all made him take his glasses off.
I couldn't think of shit else.
Make us take his shades off.
One more time.
No, they can kiss my delicious ass is what they can do.
That's it.
Delicious. First of all,
I can't breathe.
Oh, that was hilarious. Dude, no, but go to the back, bro. Stay in the back of Mandrell back there dying laughing, bro. Just stand in the back. We'll be back there in a minute.
You ain't right, Black Man.
We'll be back there in a minute.
This nigga, but he said it like he said often. That's the shit that made me mad. I couldn't understand.
We'll see you in a minute, bro. Oh, my God. Mr. Benny, what's your final thoughts?
Y'all some wild boys, man.
Oh, my God. Oh, Mr. Bennett, listen, I'm gonna get to Mr. Bennett one more time.
They can kiss my delicious ass is what they can do.
That's it.
Delicious. First of all, oh my God. Okay, Mr. Bennett, I'm gonna let you go. I'm not gonna say nothing. Go ahead.
All right. Back to setting. All right. Okay. Well, again, great topic tonight. Yeah, this is real stuff we're talking about here. And we didn't even get information, man. Talked about the cyborgs, but we got straight up androids coming out.
Yeah.
And so we ain't talking about that. So imagine what those are going to be in 2030 and 2040 also. So that's a whole nother area. But I think it's all pointing to the same thing. It's like the idea is that we're not propagating. Again, just look at our population, guys. I just checked some of the numbers. It's skewed, but 12-13%. We've been flatlining.
Right.
And we have to. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mr.
If y'all find yourselves in New Jersey, this is my dungeon gym. You guys are welcome to come down to the dungeon gym and train here. If you ever find yourself in Jersey on Turnpike, Just
and
pull
if you
off an
catch
exit
Mr.
9.
And if you catch Mr. Bennett on the right night, you may catch him like this. We got a video of him.
Indeed. Indeed.
Mr. Bennett. But listen, before you go, Mr. Bennett, it's one more thing Jenny just pointed out. Queen Smiley. When you hear the video, listen to Queen Smiley. It's gonna take her breath away. Listen, Noble, if you can hear me, listen to Queen Smiley. It's gonna take her breath away when he said, "What?
No, they can kiss my delicious ass. Is what they can do."
Oh shit.
Delicious.
Mandrell, you got them yams.
Oh my gosh. Queen.
Dude, I'm looking at Noble in the back, dude. Noble about to fall out the chair.
Don't show that to a man.
He
You may ask about it. You may ask about that one. I would show that one.
Oh
my God. You got them
thank you so
candy
much,
yams.
Mr. Bennett.
Please, guys. Take care.
Man, thank you, man. I love you to death, brother. Oh, Lord, let me get the dust off.
Oh man. Yeah.
What's your final thoughts, man?
Final thoughts. Stop trying to replace the strong leader, protector, provider, black man. There is no replacement. That's what was designed to raise your children and build community and all the stuff that you need. Run to this because it is the solution to your problem. If you run from this, you'll keep running. And man, if you believe that the alternative lifestyle man is the solution, then go to him for guidance and his resources.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all I got. There's a lot of dust tonight.
All right, man. Yeah, next week we'll be talking about pull-out person. Dust on everybody.
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I live in Florida, so I had to evacuate for the hurricane. I'm back in Tampa. Power and everything is cool. But the Dustosphere will be coming back this week. We're going to have a simp rehab center for all of you who have been going through some things. And, because you see a woman just looking nice, slim, and trim, and just, I got to give her everything. And, you get there talking that, man, I was an alpha. Man, when I jumped, she jumped too. Then as soon as she walks by, no. We're going to get you in order. We're going to help with these things. So your health insurance will cover it. $59.95 an hour. We're going to work with you this weekend or this week. Thursday evening, tune into the Dustosphere.
Absolutely.
All feminists, all dusties, everyone is welcome.
All right, y'all. That's the Dustosphere coming up this Thursday. Y'all go ahead and go to the Black Man Unfiltered. You're already here. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe button, hit the notification button so you will know when the Dustosphere goes live, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the Dusto. All right. We got my boy Rob. Rob, what's going on, man?
Man, what up, though, man? What's the deal? I came late, but hey, I want to.
Oh, no, man. I love you. Hey, I know you got a family to take care of, brother. Hey, how do you feel about, since you came in on the last thing, how do you feel about Mandrell's comments?
Hey, man, that boy said he got them yams. Shit, so I don't know, man.
So what's your thoughts, man? Give me a little bit, bro. And then we'll go backstage and we about to clown, bro. Oh my God, I feel it.
Watching tonight's show made me be very thankful. I got daughters. I really want a son, but I don't know. I might just get my male dog and call it a day.
I know what I'm saying.
But yeah, man, fellas, hey, like everybody said, man, protect yourself, especially black men.
At all times.
And black women. You think white women is taking all the black men? You ain't seen nothing yet.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. But yeah, make sure you follow me and my boy JT on What We Know podcast. He said his internet went out or something, but
yeah. He texted me, yeah.
But we're gonna talk backstage about tomorrow's show. I'm gonna be tied up tomorrow, but we're gonna talk.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, follow us at What We Know podcast. We also started something new on our channel called What We Know Spotlight, where we want to interview entrepreneurs or entertainers or anybody just out there doing their thing on a regular basis. So I interviewed Big Al last week.
Yeah, Big Al.
During this week, I got a few more interviews, saying with my peers, who's out there work out there. So yeah, just be tuned in on that one. So, but yeah, man, that's it.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you so much. Guys, make sure you go to What We Know Podcast and hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification button so you will know when they are live. Thank you so much, Rob, for being here tonight, man. Give it up for my brother, Rob. Thank you so much, my brother. Let me go ahead and end this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for another great show tonight. A great conversation, great mature men coming in and having this conversation. Serious conversation. We got a lot of comedy in. You know we're going to get the comedy in, guys. You know we're going to get the comedy in. So listen, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys know that we have a show every day of the week on the Black Man Unfiltered network. Man, we are growing exponentially, and I just love it. And I love you, people that are watching, people that are in the chat that come here every week, people that have joined the channel and become members, people that give cash apps, people that have given super chats and just come in the chat and just really like and subscribe on every video. I thank you. I appreciate you guys very, 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 very much. I love each and every one of you. I do want to say tonight was very fun. I think I like having these conversations where we can, it was a lot of disagreements, right? A lot of, pull on both sides. But at the end of the day, we can laugh and have a good time. And I think this is the example that we say, and I'm going to embrace what Mr. Bennett said, and I'm going to embrace what Information Man said, that we're doing God's work. And I'm thinking that even if we can disagree with each other, we still can come together and have a great conversation. All right, a great conversation. So the maturity level is amazing amongst the men that came in here tonight. So thank you so much, men, for coming in and being the example that the world needs to see. Thank you for the laughs, the seriousness, the information, everything that we did tonight. Guys, keep in mind that the old shows are still on. So on Monday, we have Unfiltered Reaction. So we're going to react to a video on Mondays. That can get a little funny. That's how we ended up getting the clip from our great man.
They can kiss my delicious ass.
That was on Reaction Monday. So guys, come out on Reaction Monday. Have a good time with us. We're going to react to funny videos, serious videos, political videos, whatever we can find that to entertain you guys and have a conversation. On Tuesday, you know what Tuesday's about. Talk That Talk Tuesday, 8:30 Central Standard Time. On Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have the 1-on-1 sports show with Dante and Shawnee. And it's a call-in show. So if you do sports and you want to call in, please call in. And on 8:30 Central Standard Time on Wednesday, you have Mandrell. He was just on the panel. Him and it's Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu. That is 8:30 Central Standard Time. And then on Thursday, we have two more shows. We have the Dustosphere coming up at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then at 6:45 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have Get Your Mind Right with Coach K and Chef Big Al. On Friday, we just did it tonight. We had the Barbershop Talks, which all the fellas come in and have the conversation. So guys, again, we're growing. We're doing great things. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell your friends about me. Now, before I go, one of those things that Jenny always tell me I have to say, just do something nice for someone. If you're standing in line tomorrow and someone has a bag of grocery and you know that they're looking like they're struggling or not, just pay it forward. Pay for their grocery. If you're in line at Starbucks, pay for their coffee. Pay for their food if you're in line buying food. Just do something nice for someone. And if you don't have anybody else to do anything nice for, you're not going to be around anybody tomorrow, do something nice for yourself, because self-care is absolutely the best care. All right? Get your mental health together and get your mind right. Come and see those ladies on Thursday at 6:45 p.m. They will get your mind right and your body right, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you again. This has been Black Man Unfiltered. I'm about to go backstage and laugh some more with these guys, man, because I know we're about to laugh it out. I really, really thank you guys. Again, in the chat, you guys are undefeated. I love every one of you guys. Please go back when the video's over and comment on the video. That helps. If you hadn't hit the like button and you're in here right now, hit the like button, hit the share button, share it with your mama and them. Send it to them and have them, make them laugh, or have this conversation that we just had tonight. Now, I will say this, the ladies, it's ladies night Tuesday. So Talk That Talk Tuesday will be all the women of the Black Man Unfiltered Network will be on Tuesday night. All right. And they're going to have a great, great conversation. So we'll be on break when the unisex, with the unisex panel on Tuesday, there'll be nothing but the ladies. So ladies, come and support the ladies. All right. This has been Black Man Unfiltered Network. We'll see you guys on Monday for Unfiltered Reactions. Peace.
They can kiss my delicious ass is what they can do.
Oh shit.
Delicious.
Delicious.
First of all, I want to
Hold on.